Good evening and welcome to the Raymond Igisha Technical Center. It's a very overcast, calm evening here, and it is the President Cup Finals. And we are in the camp of, well, they're saying that they are the champions. The game is played on the field. It is the attackers, and we're going to be having a conversation with the coach in just a bit. We're going to have a conversation with the coach as we watch the team in the back warming up, going through their drills, the final drills of the 2022 football season here in Angola. As you say, welcome, good evening to you, sir. How are you doing?
Good evening, Mr. Millington. Good evening.
All right, it's the man himself, Denzel, we call him, and he's live with us here at the Raymond Igisha Technical Center. What is your plans for today? How do you feel coming into today?
Feel great.
So really far, I recognize that you have a new look attackers. What different this attackers team bring to the table going into these finals?
Composure, movements, pattern, confidence, a lot of everything that football requires. Fitness. So that is a new look of the attackers that we're moving forward to and take the championship.
You speak about fitness in the attackers camp. I recognize that the attackers has been practically running teams into the ground from ball one. What different are you doing in the camp to lift the standard of fitness in the camp?
Well, there's everything to practice make perfect, right? We do a lot of training. Players come out. Players want them spot, players playing for them spots, so everybody pushing that extra effort, and that extra effort they're pushing is what pays off in the game at the end of the day.
So we are looking at, give us a scoreline, what is your expectation?
I would say 2-0.
2-0.
Yes.
Well, somebody told me just a while ago, 3-0. You gave them 2. Go well, coach. I wish you the very best, and I guarantee you we'll be having a conversation at the end of this game. What would you love to say to our viewers?
Well, I would tell my viewers just, at the end of the 90 minutes, you will happy like me, like I am. So that is a good thing. You know, we try to go out there, play positive football, firm and strong. Score goals, win the games, and let's celebrate and let's have a party at the end of the day. You could join us the fans could join us at the end of the championship. All right.
All right. Thank you very much, coach. Go well. All the best.
Thank you very much.
See you at the end of the game.
All right, man.
Thank you.
No problem.
It is indeed a beautiful evening, very overcast evening here at the Raymond Igisha Technical Center. It's an evening where we are looking forward for what is going to be the very best, the best of the best. It is indeed the clash of two teams, the two of the giants in Angola football. And I'm telling you, it is going to be a blowout. We are going to go to the camp of the Ducks United. We are going to go across to Ducks United camp where they are presently doing their warm-ups, and as well, we believe, just as the attackers wanted, that Ducks United wants it even more. And we are going to hear from Coach Ben in just a while. It is indeed President Cup Day. It's finals day at the Raymond Igisha Technical Center. Wherever you are, take the bus, take the plane, take the train, take the boat. However you're gonna get here, you're gonna get here really, really soon, because the kickoff is going to be in just a while. We are going to be kicking things off in just a while as we go across right here to Coach Ben, as we say good evening, Coach Ben, to you. The man himself. He's here. He's in the house. Coach Ben, good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
We're doing well. How are you doing, and how are things in the camp?
Yeah, it's fine. It's good. It's relaxed, you know, and looking forward to the game.
What is the feeling like in the camp? What is the build? What has been the build-up going into the in finals day?
Well, we've had a good, obviously, round one and got through, obviously, in the playoffs. So, you know, we're feeling quietly confident.
You have in your camp one of the tournament highest goal scorer to this point. What do you think that he brings or has added to his game from last season coming into today?
Well, Sylvanus has always had quality. You know, he's always had an eye for goal. Obviously, he had a bit of an injury towards the end of last season. You know, towards the Champions Cup time, a bit of hamstring injury. So he's well over that, and you know, he's got back to some great form. and that's why he's top goal scorer at the moment.
You speak about the form of Sylvanus. One of the things that going into today that I've realized that Attackers has a number of goal scorers, while for Ducks United the premium scorer is Sylvanus. What do you think is an advantage or a disadvantage to the Ducks?
Well, we have a few guys who can score goals. I mean, obviously Johnny had a bit of an injury. That's why he was out, because he was up there as well with goals. Miguel Abraham has weighed in with a few goals as well, and also Miguel Torres. So we've got about 3 or 4 people, and then there's always the danger of Jermaine Ricketts scoring 1 or 2 thunderbolts, on the day. So
you spoke about the man Johnny. Is Johnny in this game today?
Johnny's in the squad in the game, so he should play some part in the game today.
All right, so we are definitely looking forward for the best of the best.
Yes, yeah.
All right, Coach, nice talking to you. Go well, and I wish you the very best, and I hope that we will be talking at the end of this game, and that you will be raising the championship. Go well.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, having a conversation there with Coach Ben of the Ducks United, and in just a while, it is not far off when we are going to hear that first whistle, that big whistle. It means the kickoff of the President Cup 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take you back to Master Control, and when we are back with you, it is going to be a live action from the Raymond Igisha Technical Center, where it is going to be the Attackers are taking on Ducks in President Cup Finals 2022, and the grand prize for today is nothing else but $10,000. If you, wherever you are, you got to join us. Also, following this game, it's a grand bingo. We are closing out the season with a big bingo, $10,000 right here at the AFA. So come on down and be a part of football, be a part of the winnings as it all happens, as the curtain comes down on the 2022 AFA football season. See you then. Good. At the technical center. It is a beautiful for the biggest one. The on football here in Angola for 2020. Away, what a way, a brilliant evening and a way to bring the President Cup. Big names team here in Angola. With me is the man, Doc, and we are going to be bringing you live coverage of the action as it kick off. Before how the teams would have gotten to where they are today. Predators Diamonds, and in their first encounter it was attackers getting the better of Limers 4-1. In the game number 2, well, they just demolished the 13 goals to 1 against the Diamonds. They got rid of the Diamonds with ease, 4 goals to 1, and in their work of the Rowan Lions, 4 goals. Leading goal scorer for the 2 is the man Ricardo John, and a man that they will be depending on today very much so heavily for the man Ricardo John to do a great job.
Well, for the Ducks United, it's been a resurgence really in the man Sylvanus James's form. He's been in blistering form in this President's Cup. Their road to the final was firstly an 8-2 victory over the Eagle Claw, then a 1-all draw with the Roaring Lions, and then a 7-0 victory over the Spartans, followed by a 4-goal 2-1 victory over the Uprising, and then in the semi-final made a rather easy work of the Limers by some 3-0. Sylvanus, well, he was in a serious goal-scoring mood. He was able to bag himself 11 goals, 11 in the competition so far, and he will look to add to his tally today.
Well, no doubt about that. You know, Doc, one thing that Docs have at their disposal today is the man Johnny. He is back on the fold. He is fit again. Well, match fit enough to play some part in this game. And Docs United welcome him back in the team.
Yes, and they will most definitely welcome his presence back into their fold. Johnny being their mainstay up front for the last couple of seasons. They would really welcome him back into their strike partnership, him and Sylvanus, and inform Sylvanus for the first time in a while. That will prove to be very, very dangerous.
Indeed. And so the Ducks United will have their work cut out, no doubt, because the man that they are coming up against, Ricardo John, you can't take your eyes off him. You can't take your eyes off the likes of Kadim and the entire attackers team will just look the part and look like championship outfit, Doc.
Well, the attackers may boast one of the best teams assembled on paper I have ever seen in this league, and they have such attacking depth that a man who scored 17 goals last season can't find a starting spot this year. He couldn't buy one if he wanted one because they brought in the man Gaza Isaacs, who bagged himself a goal last week, and Kadim Riley, he is back into form.
But you can't take your eyes off that man, Chadwick Samuel, because he has about 5 goals. Although he hasn't started, well, he started 1 game so far, and he has about 5 goals so far. And so you cannot take what the attackers has at their disposal is speed. They have speed, and more speed. Ricketts from that midfield will have to come alive today. He will have to look to dominate a midfield where the attackers has really, with the likes of Reed, has really dominated so far.
Well, last time for the attackers, they made a change to the midfield that I don't know how well it worked because they didn't really have much of a test in there. But they made the change to put Keon Lee into the midfield. They put Mason back into the defensive line. and shift Joel Orozco out to right back. And I believe they made all of those moves to accommodate the returning Javon Lloyd into their side, because he came in at left back last game. So we'll see how their midfield will shape up with a proper test today versus a fully fit and healthy Ducks United side, boasting the likes of Mata and Mino. That combination that has been absolutely lethal for so many years here in this league. Mata and Bino, and they have added one of the most dynamic young midfielders coming up in Anguilla, the man Caleb Bryan.
Doc, team in Anguilla clashing in the finals, and we are expecting nothing better than the very best, the very, very best in our finals today. It is going to be a game of speed, a very challenging game. It's going to be a hard game, well-fought game, and no doubt that the better team will win at the end of this one. We are not expecting extra time. We are not expecting penalty shootout, but it is football. Anything can happen. We saw what happened in one of the best World Cup finals there have ever been when France was disposed of by Messi, Argentina, in the finals today. Doc, tell us about that.
Well, that may have been one of the greatest games of football I have seen in a very, very long time. What a final that was. We saw Messi coming alive in the first half. We saw Mbappe really showing why he is considered to be the future of football in that second half, taking the team on his back and dragging them single-handedly all the way to penalties, and to convert 3 penalties in one game against one of the best penalty savers I have seen play football. Simply incredible.
Well, I tell you something about those penalties that Mbappe took. Doc, Martinez was brilliant. He was extremely excellent, but it had to be more than that today, because those were such they were. Listen, Doc, I have never seen anybody, and every one of his penalties were buried in a like manner. In the far corner, what was saying, yourself hitting that upright to take them out. They were precise. They were brilliant. They were superb. By Mbappe.
Well, we do have our lineups for you today. For the Attackers FC, pretty similar lineup to the one that they used last time out versus the Roaring Lions. It's going to be, of course, Randy Gomez in goal for them. A back four of Joel Orozco, the man Special Brooks, Hassan Mason, and Javon Lloyd from right to left. It's going to be Keon Lee in the midfield, along with Keroy Reed and the man Hakeem Baird. Then it will be that familiar front line. The man Kadim Riley off the left, Sean Gaza Isaacs on the right, and Mr. Mercurial Ricardo John leading the line yet again.
Well,
for the Ducks United, it's going to be, of course, the man Darius Lantern in a goal. A back four of Zanya O'Donoghue, Ashton Passion Dumas, along with the man DeAndre Marshall and Masimba Bowen. Then in midfield of Caleb Bryan, Captain Mataki McIntyre, and Mr. Jermaine Bino Ricketts. Can he come alive today? Then a forward line of Jose Torres, who will be playing more than likely off the left. And Miguel Abraham will probably be on the right. And Sylvanus James, Mr. Man in Form, will lead the line. Johnny's not fit enough to start, but he's a substitute, and he will play a key role if Ducks were to get the result that they require, the result that they need to lift this trophy. The man in the middle today is going to be the veteran.
Attackers, as they will compete for the President Cup right here at the Raymond Igishat Stadium in the Valley. Both teams are well uniformized. The Ducks are in their green and white tops, green socks, green pants, and the attackers are in the maroon blue, the blue, and the black pants and the black socks. So here you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the attackers and the Ducks United, as they will compete. It's going to be a ding-dong battle here at the Raymond Igishat Stadium in the Valley. It's the finals. It's the President Cup Finals. The 18th of December 2022, as the players greet each other and officials, they will come together and give their final words to the team. And here you heard it from the announcer. $10,000 is up for grab tonight. Also, after the game, there will be a grand bingo. Also, another $10,000 for the grand bingo. So get your tickets as soon as you enter the stadium. It's the attackers against the Ducks United, and it's going to be a ding-dong battle here at the Raymond Igishat Stadium in the Valley. So one of those teams is going to go with the cup today, the President Cup. And I must say it has been so far good attendance. The fans are coming in and they are also buying their bingo tickets, because it's going to be something else. It's going to be something else tonight as the attackers take on the Ducks United right here at the Raymond Igishat Stadium in the Valley. So with that being said, we have our commentators in place, the man Tony and the man Mr. Brian. They will take you from here, but in the meantime, I just want to highlight it is the President Cup, and both teams has done well throughout the tournament leading up to this time. We've seen all the teams in action, but the two top teams has made it to the finals. And once again, here you have it, the Ducks United taking their pictures here, and the attackers, they will meet head on in what promises to be a game to remember, that for sure. So once again, we are here at the Raymond Igishat Stadium in the Valley. Please come on down and support great football as we see the both teams, attackers and Ducks, meet head to head in what promises to be one of the greatest games of the year. It's the President Cup, live and direct at the Raymond Igishat Stadium in the Valley. We'll take you back to the top and go from there. Thank you. Anyway, best team win. The best team win. So.
Back to the traditional colors, the colors that they've been in for such a long time, the green and white, the colors that they've gone from bottom feeders of this league to top dogs of this league. And can they hope to add another trophy? They added one last year. Can they add another one this year in the President's Cup?
Doc, as commentators, you know, at times we want to make that choice, that pick.
Not today. Millie, not today.
Well, after you saw what happened after Argentina's, when the Argentina would have eat the France supporters hard out today. Well,
Really?
The ball is wrong. The ball remains wrong. But there are some France supporters right here in our box, Doc, that don't want to see us, don't want to hear us. But Argentina will reign.
For 110 minutes of that game, I was disappointed. But for those 10 minutes, what a 10 minutes it was.
Well.
John will kick us off here in what is going to be such a good final. Ricardo John gets us up and running here It's Kiroy Reed, the suspected back four. The back four that will be tested today. Because all of a sudden it will be a lot more experience that they'll have to work with, that they'll have to come up against. Because not to discredit anybody, but Jose Torres is a very, very different ball game to any other winger in this league. So skillful, so tricky, Jose Torres. Very composed on the ball as well. Here's the aforementioned Torres. The roulette back to O'Donoghue. Now Mata. Mata goes further back to Passion. So Passion is back into the centre-back role for the Ducks United. Of course, the man Chadley Charles out with injury today. Charles, who's really filled in well, done a tremendous job at centre-back for them, misses the big one.
I think that's a big miss for Ducks United. Charles missing out today is a very, very big miss. But we know what O'Donoghue can do.
There's going to be a throw-in to the Attackers FC.
And we expect this crowd to build significantly, Doc, even as it comes closer to the end of the game. For the end of this game, there's still another $10,000 to walk away with here this evening.
$20,000 up for grabs here today. 10,000 the final, 10,000 the bingo. Bingo kicks off at 8 p.m. It's just an hour after the final as Brian will find Ricketts.
Well, Doc, if you come 8 p.m., you're going to be late. It's 7:30 p.m.
Well, even better. It's Masimba Bowen. Bowen looks to go long towards Sylvanus. Lloyd will cut it out for the moment. But here comes Marshall. Marshall has a runner. Tries to sneak it through to him, but Lloyd gets in there. It may fall for Torres, but Gomez was off his line quickly. Gomez quickly out towards Gaza Isaacs. Does have Akeem Beard streaking forward. Beard has Mata for company, and Mata does very well, but does so illegally according to the referee. Free kick to the Attackers. Beard look to take it quickly and will now drop it off to Keon Lee. Lee back to Akeem Beard. Beard to Reed. Reed gets out of trouble. Reed, the very skillful Jamaican. What a player he has been so far. Orozco looking for Beard, and now Ricketts. Pressure being applied, and Reed finds Beard. Beard looking for Ricardo John, and John may be in here. Ricardo John cuts it back, can't find his feet. Across towards by DeAndre Marshall.
Well. That's an opportunity going to beg in there. John was true. He was true in fine fashion. And knowing John, he would have find the ball. Too anxious, I believe, in the 4th minute of play. Too anxious and just missing out on an opportunity to go one up.
Too early for him. Legs haven't quite gotten warm yet. Just 4 minutes into this one. That was a chance for the Attackers. And what a chance it was. And even on the pass, the pass across, he almost found Riley as well.
Indeed, it was good, very good work, defensive work by Marshall, recognizing that Riley was zoning in there and was able to get the ball out for a corner kick. Very good by Ducks United in the end.
Lanton trying to find Miguel. So it's going to be Miguel who will be playing as a forward today, and Sylvanos will be playing off the right. So Sylvanos is over to his favorite right side rather than playing as a forward through the middle. And Miguel Abraham is playing as the forward. Chipped over the top. Too much on it for Miguel. And Randy Gomez will collect.
I think that was meant for the man Sylvanos, but Sylvanos wasn't running. It was Marshall who had made the overlap. And Sylvanos is very much faster than Marshall. And had Sylvanos gone forward there, it could have been a good ball.
Well, it's going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting. As it's put across and behind for a corner. Sylvanos doing some good work there. Good defensive work as well. Melvin Lloyd with him. There's going to be a corner to the Ducks United. Well, in the early goings of this one, one thing that is evident is that Ricketts is playing just a bit higher than he would usually. They need to get him onto the ball in the midfield area. They have to get him a lot more involved than they have so far in this tournament. Because he seemed to be content to be a bit part player, really a passenger, rather than the driver of the Ducks United than he has been for so long.
Indeed.
But, puts the ball into the back post, a bit too heavy. Going for the spectacular was Captain Mata. And now here comes Beard. Beard can't counter because there's space down the line. And he will try to find Gaza Isaacs with it. Gaza up against Torres, and Torres does very well. Miguel. Here's Brian. All the way back to Simba. Now Passion. Passion goes across and gives it away. John back out wide to Riley. Riley has some company out there. DeAndre Marshall. And Riley has done wonderfully well to wrong foot Marshall and win the free kick.
It will be very, very a miss of Marshall. You can't afford to be given those opportunities this early in the game. You can't afford it. This is just outside the 18, and it is a position from where I've seen the attackers convert.
Let's not forget last year in the final, it was the semi-final where Ricardo John buried a header for a free kick from Hakeem Beard in a similar position. But it won't be Beard to take it. It will be Riley to take this free kick. Leave it. Riley puts on it powerfully towards John. And in the 8th minute of play, John has done what he does best. Yet another goal to add to his tally. 1-0 in the 8th minute.
I just said you can't afford to give attackers these kind of opportunities. Ricardo John is going to bury them every day of the week. Can't afford it. And the attackers are already in the driver's seat. In the 8th minute of play, 1-0.
Ricardo John just lost his marker. Got in at the near post. And there was no chance for Darius Lampton to stop it. Absolutely no chance. It was hit way too hard. Way too powerfully. A rocket past his right hand. 1-0. The Ducks, they've not gotten off to the best of starts here. They've been a bit lackadaisical, maybe. They will have to recover.
Somebody said 3 goals. Somebody said earlier, they said penalty kicks, 1 goal apiece. Somebody else adjudged 3-0. The coach said, I'll be satisfied with a 2-0 victory. And that's the coach for attackers during our interview. This evening, we are going to see about 5 goals. I'm not going to say where they are going to go, but we have seen 5 goals today.
Well, it will be goals. It will definitely be goals in this one.
We have quality strikers, in finishers on both sides of the fence in this finals. We have the 2 top goal scorers so far. Ricardo John came into the finals with 9 goals. Sylvanus came in with 11 goals. And so we have finishers in this finals. So we expect to see goals. As we saw today, Argentina and France, some 6 goals. And then, after playing for so long, Doc, you played 90 minutes, plus 30, and yet, but the 5 or 6 most important players, it came down to 6, the 6 most important players.
This is going to find Ricketts. Ricketts looking for Torres, but Orozco gets in there. Sylvanus.
That's a foul.
Well, he forced Orozco to challenge, won a free kick.
And Sylvanus is such a quality player in that he is going to always draw a foul. You have to be so careful. He was going away from goal, so there was absolutely no need to foul him there. His back was turned to the goal. There was absolutely no danger. He was posing. Why do you need to foul him? Giving him an opportunity, giving Ducks an opportunity to equalize.
Here comes Miguel Abraham on the free kick. Miguel to the back post. Maybe a bit overhit. It will fall to Mata, who clips it high looking for Simba. But Gomez got up well.
Good job there by Gomez to get the better of Bowens. As we watch Reed down the right flank. Here is Reed looking to get around. Oh,
Kiroy Reed here. Reed is into the area. He wants some support. Reed trying to go down to the byline. Still Reed here. Had a bit too much work for himself to do. It will be a goal kick.
Thought at one moment he would have won his team a corner there. But he did well in really trying to stay on his feet right through that attack. Reed.
And so comes Beard winning the ball high up the field. But he is pressured by Brian. And Brian wins the throw-in. 1-0 here early on in this encounter. Ricardo John the man gets his 10th goal of this President's Cup season.
Big finals.
This one will fall here to Mata. Miguel Orozco steps in well. Lee trying to find Ricardo John running. Now Beard. Beard to Riley, sorry. Back to Beard. John. Throw into the attackers. There's the aforementioned Albert Burton in the middle today. Very experienced campaigner, Burton. So John tries to turn.
That's a foul. That's a foul. I saw it from here. Simba Boy in the man. His hand was raised. Whether or not John was making a little too much out of it. Contact was made.
Free kick will be taken by Riley yet again. Got the assist last time. This one a bit further out. Jules won it powerfully, and the header had to be won there by Bowen because the man special was in behind. Played along, looking for Miguel. And Miguel will not get there. Doesn't have the legs to get there. Will hit a bit too powerfully. Throwing it to the attackers FC.
1-0. 1-0. The attackers lead. Goal coming in the 8th minute of play.
Orozco to take the throw in. Has to go a few yards back. Got a bit too high upfield. Throw goes high, not too far. Picked up by Lee. Only for a moment as Bino Ricketts does well, uses his body well, and wins a free kick. Bino is certainly not happy because he was getting his legs clipped a lot. Brian turning, shifts it back to Passion. Now Bowen. Sylvanus gives away a free kick.
Well, I thought that was going the other way because Sylvanus was getting his clothes taken off from him. Wow, thought that was going the other way. Referee saw it differently.
Free kick to the attackers. Put it high. Dealt with by Marshall. Lloyd goes long, trying to catch Lantern off guard, but Lantern was very alert to the danger. Passion. O'Donoghue. Torres. Miguel. Miguel goes back to Ricketts. Even Ricketts isn't really alert to the ball. Such a good control he has. Miguel trying to go across to O'Donoghue. Reed was very alert to it and wins the throw in. Very good work there by Kiroy Reed. The work Kiroy Reed does defensively doesn't go unnoticed. So good at ball retention. So good at ball possession and so good at ball winning in that midfield. Very dynamic box-to-box midfielder. And he's allowed Hakeem Beard the freedom to play a lot further forward. Previously, Hakeem Beard would have been a defensive midfielder. As it's Gaza Isaacs who's put it just wide. Careless play from Lantern and the Docs United defense. And they were almost caught out by some brilliant work by Sean Gaza Isaacs.
Well, it seemed like someone just pushed the ball away from goal because that one looked destined for the back of the net.
Well. That could have been 2-0. That could have been some serious trouble for the Docs United. They have to wake up because they have been very, very slow to start this one. They haven't played with any attacking freedom at all. Haven't retained much of the possession. They have not played attackers football, not played Docs football.
Well, and this is exactly what happens going into a game. When you do not play your brand of football, it doesn't matter who you are playing against, you have to play your brand of football. The moment you change, then your teammate do not know what to do. And so wherever the breakdown comes, whenever you start cheating, wherever you start playing into the hands of the opponent, your game is finished. It's over. It's done.
You have to play the football that got you to where you are. Well, I don't know whether they tried to change what they were doing or just haven't been able to based on how the attackers have played. But it's not been the Docs United that got themselves to this final.
And if you look at the teams that Docs United would have played, it is that Docs United controls the ball, controls the midfield. And they are not allowed to do that in this game. The midfield has been controlled by the attackers. And so because they do not have Ricketts controlling the midfield and dishing the passes out, then it seems just like there's no Docs.
Ricketts just doesn't have the time on the ball because Reed is playing such good football. He's really not giving him any space or time to do anything like he would want to do with it. So it will be a throw into the Docs United.
And Sylvanus has left the field. He was hit there by Keon Lee after the fact. After the ball would have been played out, it was an attack that came after the play. So it was an off the ball
This could find
contact.
Torres. Bit behind him. Throw in will go the way of the attackers. Good tracking back there by Gaza. Gaza is not been at his very best attacking wise, but he's done a lot of defensive work early on in this game. Tracking back, marking Jose Torres because he knows how dangerous Torres can be. Looks like the man smiles is getting warmer, just in case. Just in case Sylvanus can't continue.
And this will be a very, very big loss for Docs United if Sylvanus cannot continue.
It will be the biggest loss if Sylvanus can't continue. Because his 11 goals is what got them to where they are.
It is one of the seasons that I've seen him play really injury-free.
Yes, he hasn't really been bogged down by injuries, and all of a sudden he's back to the Sylvanus that we knew.
That clinical finisher.
Silky smooth on the ball. Once he has the ball, it's difficult to get it off his feet because he's so fast. He can beat you for pace, but he can also put you off balance. Well, Sylvanus, what a player he is. Roll across. It will find Miguel. Miguel's control isn't the best. Good walk by Mata. O'Donoghue goes back to Lantern. On goal to nil. Goal came in the 8th minute of play. Off the boot of the man Ricardo John. John just continuing to light up Anguillan football from the moment he stepped foot here in Anguilla. Well, he's been a different level to everyone else.
Well, this is going to leave Ducks United with 9 on the field.
Well, I don't think Sylvanus is too far away from returning. Not seeing him in the medical area anymore.
He's
Walking
warming up, trying to get that feeling back in the leg, ensuring that he can re-enter the game. And he would want to do that now because Matter, the man, leaving the field.
I don't think Matt will be gone for too long anyway. Just has to go through all the concussion protocols to make sure there's nothing severely wrong upstairs. As it's O'Donoghue. Torres. And here comes Lee, because Lee did some good work defensively. He'll find Hakeem Beard. Beard to Reed. And Reed dispossessed well there by Brian. Brian has done well in the midfield today for the Ducks United. O'Donoghue. Ricketts. Trying to go down the line towards Torres. Orozco shielded it out, and he will win a throw-in. Reed. Push from behind by Miguel. Free kick. John, miscontrol. As both players are back on the field now for the Ducks United. Both Sylvanus and Captain Mata. Here's the aforementioned Mata. Simba trying to go long. Only finds Joel Orozco. Reed trying to flick it across to Gaza. O'Donoghue. Donahue ran into a brick wall in Gaza Isaacs. But Gaza didn't play the best pass that Ricardo John wanted. Here comes Mata in space. He has time to pick out Sylvanus, but a bit too much on it. Got the backspin right. Just put a bit
straight.
too much gravy on that one.
It was hit too straight, and it was too heavy a touch. Had he gone wider, looking for Sylvanus, he went straight, but Sylvanus was much wider, and in the meantime, the goalkeeper had time and space to get to it for us.
Marshall. Marshall leading a pass here. He will not find one for the second time of asking. Eventually he goes centrally and he will find the pass he was looking for. Now Miguel dropping into the midfield area. Miguel goes out wide to Zenyo O'Donoghue. And Gaza just boots one behind the stadium.
Well, the one may have gone in what we would call Broody ground.
That's Broody's ground out there. That's right in the Broody's ground over there. So it's going to be thrown short to Torres. Torres goes back to Passion. Mata. Drives it forward to Sylvanus. Sylvanus with a bit of a loose touch. And Beard finds Riley, who picks up John. John back to Hakeem Beard. Beard just gets enough to get it past Miguel. And Miguel still going, and Miguel will win a free kick. That's good work there by Miguel Abraham.
And that's going to be the first card? Is that good? Yes, it's going to be the first card of the game.
Miguel is still down. There was a lot of contact. There was a whole lot of contact there. As the medics have been called onto the field. Miguel stayed down. Looks to be in some pain as well. I hope Smiles didn't get too cold after warming up for Sylvanus. But he may be called into action here.
It's 1-0. If you're just joining us, a goal coming in the 8th minute of play from a set piece. Free kick just outside the 18-yard box. And it was put past the goalkeeper off the boot of the man, Ricardo John, giving him the 10th goal of President Cup 2022.
Just one behind the leader, Sylvanus, right now. Just one behind him for first place, the golden boot in this President's Cup.
Who will walk away with President Cup 2022? And not just the trophy, Doc, but a grand prize.
10 G's, 10 big ones.
Winner takes it all.
Miguel is walking off very slowly and needs some help as well from, looks like Simba. Doesn't bode too well for Ducks United at all. I don't know how much minutes Johnny can actually play. It's maybe a bit too early for him to come onto the field.
Indeed.
He may have a half hour in him, maybe a bit more, but that's a dangerous ball whipped in. The player just ran a bit too far ahead of it. Play it back to DeAndre Marshall. Could have gone into the goal, could have gone into a player, could have gone anywhere.
It could have gone anywhere.
Will be a corner kick to the Ducks United. Mina Ricketts again. He's going to be the man to take it. Ricketts. It's a dangerous ball in, but headed clear. Only as far as that's seems to be a shirt tug. But nothing in there. And the shot is easily collected by Randy Gomez. Here come Ducks yet again. Marshall playing with a lot more freedom. Torres can't get this one over the head of Mason. And now Reed can look to clear. He will find Gaza. Gaza has Reed on the overlap. Reed. Kiroy Reed getting into the area, Reed. A very good defensive walk by Ricketts. No nonsense defending.
A well-timed tackle there by Ricketts. He was looking to get into the 18-yard box. And Ricketts said, not today. Got a tackle in. Clean 1-2. Putting it into touch for throw into the attackers in the 29th minute of play.
Special. Dealt with partially by O'Donoghue. Riley gets good, but Riley with a volley off the post. Kadim Riley out of nothing almost created a moment of magic. Here's John. Hanks this one up for Riley. A bit too far behind him, and it can be cleared now. But Kadim Riley almost pulled off a moment of absolute magic. Not dealt with just yet, and Simba comes in and boots it away. That could have been trouble.
That's going to be a card.
He was pulled behind.
That's going to be a card for me, son.
Yes, it will be a yellow card. He was pulled from getting back to that ball in a dangerous position.
That is for stopping a promising attack. That is a yellow card.
Free kick to the Ducks United. They haven't looked back for free kicks at all thus far. Had some good balls put in. Just need to finish them. This one played in again. Can't find a green and white shirt. Still bouncing around. Trying to find positioning. Special again with not the most convincing clearance. Reed. That's poor from Reed. Uncharacteristically poor. Passion. Brian. Simba. Gives it away to Reed. Finds John. John has Simba for company. And John trying to play a clever pass through to Beard. Only succeeds in giving it back to the Docks with Zanya O'Donoghue. Miguel dropping very deep. Miguel's supposed to be the striker. He's playing just in front of the defense right now. And that's the benefit, really, of having a midfielder playing as a striker. Because it gave you that overload midfield when you need it. And Miguel is driving away here. He has space. Miguel trying to feed across to Sylvanus James.
Oh, my! Who would believe this? Who will believe that the top scorer of the league did not get a boot to that one and did not put that away? It could have been 1-1 in the 32nd minute of play. Chance going a begging.
Sylvanus wanted to use the right boot. He didn't have enough time. As here comes Gaza having a volley at goal. Not too far away at all.
Well, well, well. Chances at both ends. Chances at both ends. What an opportunity for Sylvanus and the Docks to get back in equal terms. It wasn't to be. It wasn't to be. Chance going a begging. You will not get an easier chance in these finals.
O'Donoghue and Miguel.
It was a tremendous run from Abraham. Miguel, he took up the ball. He took up the ball and he decided, I'm going to drive. He got through two players on the wing. He took it in the midfield. He got it. He saw Sylvanus. He got the ball, split the defense, and he just couldn't finish.
Now that's the Miguel that we know. The Miguel that used to play for the attackers. That's what he was so good at. Picking up the ball deep and driving forward with it. Splitting defenders. And that's what he was so good at. That's Miguel that we've been aching to see for so long. Well, he's starting to look like it.
It's finals day.
Roscoe plays it out. Throw in again. The Docks United. Still 1-0. But the momentum, the pendulum has swung back to the Docks United's favor. Throw taken long. Header won by Roscoe only as far as Lee. A Lee to Beard. A Beard towards John. John loses out to Brian. O'Donoghue. To press, but only two players are pressing, and it doesn't make much sense if you're going to press when it's not a whole full team press, as now creates space for Matter to operate. Good work by Special. John.
He's going to pull it back. He's going to pull it back. Advantage not gain. And you see, it is easy if you're not a referee to misread the game, because it was easy to say the foul took place. But the referee allowed the play just in case advantage was gained. Advantage was a gain, and so he pulled the play back.
Allow the play to come to a natural conclusion to see exactly what would have happened before making up his mind. There's no rush to the referee to make up your mind. There is no rush. There's no timer on when you can make up your mind.
Once the call is made before the play, the other play resumes.
Precisely. Sylvanus trying to go long, went way too long, and Gomez will catch that every day of his life.
This is going to be a heck of a finals.
So, such a good goalkeeper Randy Gomez is. Really has provided an extra bit of quality to his attacker side. That's saying a whole lot of him because his predecessor, Akeem Tittle, he was a great goalkeeper as well.
He was indeed.
It's Torres. Opts to go back to Ricketts. Laid off for Ricketts. Good ball over towards Sylvanus. Gomez came out. And he may have been clipped because he has gone down there. But Docks, they're creating something. They're knocking on the door. That was very good play there between And Miguel and Bino and Sylvanus and Sylvanus just couldn't get the touch.
Just couldn't get the touch. I'm not sure if he was actually touched. I'm really not sure if Sylvanus touched him.
He may have just been clipped, but I don't know. That's the experience of Gomez. If he wasn't touched, get the free kick, relieve the pressure for your side. Special will probably go as long as he can with this one. Just boots it up the field. When Special's going to take a kick, it's probably going long. John trying to win the header, and Reed comes out with it. Reed to Gaza, and Gaza gives it away.
Was looking for the return, John. Looking for John. Was unable to split the defense there on that occasion.
Beard, who's been a bit quiet today, finds John out to Riley. What can Riley do with this one? Riley has Marshall for company, and Marshall does well.
He's been the supplier of number of balls from that left. Riley is a very dangerous customer.
He's back in form, Kadeem Riley. His touch is back. His movement, his control is back. And his decisiveness, that's what made him so good in the first game, how decisive he was. When he decided he was going to drive, he would drive. When he wanted to shoot, he would shoot. He saw for a bit, he started to waver, really, whether it was confidence or lack of form and consistency. He started to waver in really his decision-making, and his form dropped off.
And fitness has a lot to do with any sport that you play, Doc. And it's not about fitness, how long you can, how fast you can go. You know, when we speak fitness, it's being able to, your mental capacity, how long you are going to take. As Sylvanus takes this one and drives, look for help.
Sylvanus will find his teammate, and Caleb Bryan, always stretching, always off balance.
Selfish. In a team sport, you can be two things. I got in trouble already to say this, but I'll say it again. In a team sport, you can be two things. You can either be selfless or selfish, and that was selfishness. You had Torres, who was all by himself. He was waiting for you to give him that ball. He was in a better position to shoot or to finish. And he went at it. Nothing coming out of it.
Special. Gaza finds Reed. Ricardo John loses out, and Simba just boots it forward. Special under pressure here. Well, he'll win the free kick.
And one thing that Ducks cannot afford is, especially be it late in this first half or all in the second half, is to get foolish cards, senseless cards. You can't afford it because you're already at deficit with a goal. And to play with players down, it's going to be even worse. Can't afford foolish cards at all. Two of their players are already on yellows.
Back to the topic of the guys from Trinidad when they came over. I do know that after a while that the quality just seemed to drop off just a bit. And you're mentioning fitness. You know that some of these sides that they were a part of, they didn't quite have the best training regiment. There was no real monitoring of their fitness levels, so they were allowed to maybe overdo it maybe a little bit. And now that they are back to form, you can see that's also coincided with the return of some very good training, of taking a little peek over at the attackers training during the Coronation, and you see they're putting in a bit of work. It's given away a bit cheaply to Reed. Reed trying to find Gaza. Just a bit too much fizz on it.
And a corner is being signaled by the referee. The referee says a corner, Did not see the deflection, but the Ducks players doesn't take too much of it, and so he may have taken a deflection definitely, and it's going to be a corner to attackers in the 42nd minute of play.
Going to be Gaza to take this corner kick. Gaza Isaac's got on the score sheet in the semi-final. One of 4 attackers players to get on the score sheet. It may fall here, and it will fall for Reed, who just couldn't keep it down. Keroy Reed had a poke at that one. Just got a bit too much under it.
Well. He probably was surprised that the ball fell at his feet. Well, opportunity to go two goals up. Just giving up that opportunity. What an opportunity going up begging there for the attackers in the 42nd minute of play.
Well.
Bowen collision there. It's still loose ball, so to speak. It's going to be a free kick to the attackers. Taken, looking for Isaac. Ball come off of you. And then and putting it into touch. It's going to be a throw in to the attackers. So right below us here, it's going to be a score. Roscoe, who's going to take the throw in. Taking his own time. Throw taken. Finds John. John. This is out. Ball is going to run straight back to the keeper. Lantern
can be a bit careless
with this. Gives it away.
It's going to find Gaza.
That's going to go out. Well, there's a heavy chest on that one, and it puts it over the goal line for a goal kick.
Lantern can be so careless when he gets the ball on his feet. It's become a real problem in his game recently. He's very casual with the ball at the back, and he causes his team some problems sometimes when he gets way too casual. His kick will find Reed. And it goes into touch for a corner.
Well, this late to concede. This late to concede in the half can pose some problem. Attackers looking to make the Ducks pay. That was a careless corner kick. Could have put that out for a throw rather than a corner. Bowens, he had time. Could have really even hit that one back upfield. Chose not to. Corner. Going to be taken by
Beard will take this corner.
Beard. And Mace is waiting at the back post.
It's Beard.
John goes there too. Oh!
Lantern did well. He had to push it out. Riley goes back to Beard again. Beard to the back post looking for Mason, but Ricardo John got there in behind Darius Lantern. He doubles his tally and he doubles the attacker's lead. It is 2-0 in the 45th minute of play. On the stroke of halftime, the Attackers FC have capitalized on a Ducks United mistake.
Did I not say it was a foolish mistake done by Masimba Boy to put the ball out for a corner? And so said, so done. They paid the price for putting the ball out. They had no right putting the ball out for a corner. And Ducks United has to pay the penalty.
What a ball that was from Hakeem Beard as well, to float it up, get enough on it to get it past Darius Lantern, but to drop just onto the head of Ricardo John. What a ball. 2 minutes of added time in this first half.
The commentators curse again. What can be commentators curse can be a blessing for our next team. I just said it, Doc. It was a careless, very careless and casual play by Masimba Bowen in central defense, putting that one out for a corner kick, giving a team like an Attackers anytime you give them anything that is called a set piece close goal, they are going to look to capitalize. John, he just finds himself in a position where it is almost impossible to stop him. And here he goes, 11 goals.
Billy can go even further than that, because Lantern's carelessness led to the initial corner. Lantern giving away the ball straight to Gaza. It was really a capitulation in terms of errors, careless defensive errors, and it could be more here as he's still in here. John needs some support, trips on the ball. Unfortunately for him.
It looks like we are getting a bit of Jew.
It will be a yellow card dished out to maybe John. Yes,
that's for simulation. That's what you call, that's a yellow card for simulation. That's a yellow card for simulation. Trying to deceive the referee. You can't do that. Can't do that. You are looking for call, looking to deceive the referee there. And the referee say no. Not going to win, not going to win a penalty here. You know, you can go down. You can go down. You can go down, Doc. But the moment you make gestures as to say, I was clipped, and that the referee is against you, you know, to say that it's an unfair play against you and the referee made no call. No, the referee is not going to take lightly to that one. And so simulation call against John. He got the yellow. That's the final whistle of this, the first half. It is 2 goals to nil. 2 goals to nil in favor of the attackers. The attackers, they didn't draw any game coming into today. They didn't lose any. And they're looking to take the whole hog. $10,000 and the President Cup. Who will it be? What will it be? 45 minutes of football still to be played. Remember, take a boat, take the plane, take the train. However, you're going to get here because it's bingo time. Right after the finals, it's $10,000 up for grabs.
Well, what a half it has been for the Attackers FC. Ricardo John has gotten himself 2 goals to give the Attackers a 2-0 lead. And he has gotten himself firmly into the conversation for this golden boot. Because right now, him and Sylvanos are tied. But more importantly, the Docs United have some work to do in this second half. Scores at the halftime whistle. It's the Attackers 2, Docs United 0. Join us in a few moments, maybe 10 to 12 more minutes for the resumption of the second half. But for now, it is back to Master Control.
December 18th, AFA is hosting a bingo night. 10,000 EC up for grabs. Tickets can be purchased from myself, Ayanisha Carty, or Amber Romney from the Little Soldiers FC. Be there.
And I'm here to entertain you guys for the halftime, okay? We're gonna get tight. So this is the famous song, Bounce and Pass Away. Okay? So if you don't see me, from the girls to the man, them. And I want to get told what you think is it. But from the girls, pound the song, I can't hear it. No balls. My cup is a 16 ounce. Say them again. I ain't even got a car. He's sick. Guess what? And to be honest, you know that my parents so shake on that. Got any play? Let's go. Boss things. So this evening, you know. Can I shake on the bottom, right? Kenny Rex. Motherfucker, Cranberry and Tail. I love you guys.
Well, good evening and welcome back to the Raymond Eagleshaw Technical Center. Well, we have second half action for you from this, the final of the President's Cup between the Attackers FC and the Ducks United FC. Going into the halftime whistle, it was a double from Ricardo John that separated these two sides. 2-0 lead for the Attackers FC. Can the Ducks United look to bounce back? They will need some help. They will definitely need the man and Sylvanus James to come to the party. But will they look to the man off their bench as well? Jonathan Gisher coming back from injury. Will he be the reason that they get back into this one? As Ducks for the second half kicking from left of screen to right, while the Attackers will be going from right to left of screen. I must say that the Ducks, they need to get the man Bino Ricketts on the ball a lot more. He has not been involved enough in this game.
It's not being on the ball for Ricketts. Ricketts is not allowed to do what he will normally do on the ball. And this is the difference in teams. If you take the heart of the Ducks United or of any team, if you take out the heart, and in this case it's Ricketts, and they have actually taken out the heart of the Lions, of the Ducks United team, and so that's what we have before us. That's what we have before us. Ducks United just look flat. They look like a team that much is left to be desired from.
Ricketts driving centrally, cut out by Beard. Only as far as Ricketts pokes it out wide, but the quality isn't quite
That's
there.
a handball.
Marshall, it's a handball by DeAndre Marshall. And a free kick to the attackers.
And so, Doc, the person who changes the play from time to time, with speed, changes the wing, is the man Ricketts. He cannot get the ball, are not allowed to do what he does. And even he's given the ball, he's being bullied off the ball very easy. And so it is very hard for the Ducks United to make any inroads in this game.
Well, this could be a bit dangerous as Simba's having a bit of trouble with it. Passion as well. This is not something that I would ever advocate for in any other circumstance. But would it be maybe advised to drop Bino a bit deeper? Just to get him some touches onto the ball. Because he's been playing a bit more advanced today. And he's been pretty much marked out of the game. So if you take him out of Keroy Reed's area, because Reed has been the man that's really shut him down. If you take him out of Reed's area, you either drag Reed out of position or you get him some more time on the ball.
Well, either way, the Coach Ben, would have to read into this game. It is one thing to be on off the field, and as a coach, it is for you to take stock of what is going on and what has gone on in the game thus far. What went on in the first half, it is strictly been dominated by the attackers, and they have come out here in the second half and nothing seems to have changed.
Well, what seems to have happened is the Ricketts has switched sides with Brian, but all the attackers have done is just switch Beard onto him rather than Reed. So rather than dragging Reed out of position, they've just switched Beard over onto Ricketts. So what I think the move should have been was, rather than switching the sides of Brian and Ricketts, should have been Mata who should have made the swap really with Ricketts. Because Mata is the man who's been left free all game as a defensive midfielder. He's been free. So he's had a bit more time on the ball, but he's not done well there, Mata. And it's going to find Riley. Riley swaps it across towards Reed. And it's good defensive work. Here's Ricketts. Lee's on him immediately. Good pass to Brian. Brian with the outside of the boot pass will find Torres. Torres in behind. Jose Torres! Spilt by Lantern. By Gomez, sorry. But Gomez jumps onto it well. Torres could have taken another touch up to the goal to the shot from a fair distance out. Didn't get enough behind it. Didn't get it in the direction he would have wanted to either. Riley, brilliant work. He will cruise past Marshall and play it forward just ahead of Hakeem Baird. Riley is really into his groove.
And on that occasion also, Doc, with that attacking piece there from the Ducks United, they didn't have bodies up front either. But I think, as you rightfully said, Torres could have taken another touch. And what that would have done for him was to open up the goal.
Oh, well, no foul. Here comes Beard. He goes down and Lantern does well. Lantern to Miguel. Miguel's touch looking for Bino. It's good work, however. And out into touch. Throw into the Ducks United. Well, one thing I will say, if it was a natural striker like Johnny up there rather than Miguel, he would have been in the box. He would have gotten a tap in. And You see, that's the problem. You see the good of playing with a false 9 forward, and that's the bad side of it. You don't have the finisher. The good side, you have the extra body to put into midfield when you're getting overrun. The bad side, you don't have the finisher. Injuries. Well, maybe Ben could look to move Sylvana centrally just for a little while to see what he can do running right at the heart of that defense for the attackers.
What do you think about getting that man Smiles on the field with
That
pace?
was exactly my thinking. Maybe you could move Sylvana centrally. You can pull one of your midfielders or pull Miguel and get Smiles onto this right side. But Smiles has the pace to run with Lloyd and run at Lloyd and get Sylvanas working centrally up against two players that are not the fastest in Mason and Special.
What they do not have in speed, they have in strength.
Well, you can be as strong as you want. If you can't run with a man for a through ball, your strength is not much use.
And so you will have to, Doc, at the end of the day, what the attackers have been doing against the Ducks United is winning the ball in the midfield and have the class of John, and they still have at their disposal not just Riley but Reed. You have Reed, you have John, you have Isaac, you have a load of finishers.
An abundance, an overload. I haven't mentioned Chadwick Samuel either. Chadwick isn't even on the field.
It's one thing that I really, even here's an opportunity that Lantern gets there first. And Ducks, Sylvanus, looking to get around Lloyd, looks up, looking to put San Miguel running, tussle there by with Mason. Mason put it into touch. It's going to be a throw into Ducks United. Marshall with the ball. Shoot taken. Brian. Marshall goes down. Free kick. Lee. Marshall not satisfied with that at all. It's going to be a free kick.
A free kick to the Ducks United. They need a goal. They have to get one. And they have to be the team to score the next goal. Because if the attackers were to make it 3, that would be a serious hole to climb out of. Bino chips it forward, headed away. And Riley picks this one up. Riley looking for John. Marshall boots it out. Throw in. Will go the way of the attackers FC.
Throw into the attackers. One has really run long. Very surprising. We haven't really had any ball boys or girls to these games.
Most definitely. I haven't employed the use of any ball boys here today or throughout this tournament. So that was a feature of the regular season now, Champions League. Riley goes down, wins a free kick. Into the 55th minute of play, it's still 2-0. A 2 in favor of the attackers FC. Ricardo John with a brace today. A special goes long. Header won by Mata. And it's Beard now. Beard across to Gaza! Gaza just couldn't keep it down.
Oh, my. 2 players are down. And that was useless. It was useless. And it was an off-the-ball challenge. The play would have been made before. And a challenge that could put himself and the attackers players out of the game. And that wasn't a wise challenge at all. It's going to be a substitution, and the man Johnny is going to make his way on the field. We wait to see for whom.
Yeah, just more than a half hour in him. Coming on in the 56 minutes of play. Suspected maybe Miguel Abraham.
Oh, no.
It's not. It's going to be Simba.
Oh.
Simba Bowen. It's going to be the man replaced.
Whoa.
So does that mean that Mata goes to centre back?
No. No. It means that Brian may have to play deeper, may have to play a defensive, more defensive role. I would believe it is that
when the Ducks had to play the Spartans the first time out, Matt was playing centre back for the Ducks United. Well, we'll have to see how Coach Ben wants to shape this one up.
because if it is that you're going to play with three defenders, when with four you can't keep the attackers at bay, and you're going to play with three, it means that the goal heaven has been open.
Just as I suspected, it seems to be Mata who's actually. It seems to be. I think Coach Davies is on my wavelength. He knew Bino needed to be dropped deeper. He's dropped the man Bino Ricketts deeper because he needed Bino to get touches on the ball, so he's dropped him deeper. Mata's gone to center back, and Bino's playing defensive midfielder. And now he has time to operate on the ball. Exactly what I was saying, and Coach Ben is on my wavelength. This could be danger because it's Jonathan Kishard, but not his best effort. But that is exactly what I was referring to. Here comes Gaza. Gaza has Beard streaking forward, tries to go across, and Mata does just enough. Mata into Ricketts. Miguel goes back to Brian. Brian needs a pass. He does have a pass. He's streaking forward. It's Miguel. Miguel into the area. And what a save by Randy Gomez, because Miguel happened to get a poke at that one, and Gomez got down brilliantly to his left.
What a save. Brilliant save by Gomez. Brilliant save by Gomez. Oh, in the 59th minute of play, Gomez saving the day. Still a clean sheet.
For now, because it certainly opened up so much more for the Ducks United now that Bino has space and time on the ball. Exactly what he needed is what he has now. Look, he has time to operate, and he picks out a brilliant ball for Sylvanus James, who tried to cut it back. That's wonderful coaching by Ben Davis. Wonderful, wonderful coaching by Ben Davis. It's exactly what his team needed to get a jolt of energy. Here's Bino again, picks out the man, Miguel. Miguel to Sylvanus.
Offside.
Sylvanus is just off.
Offside.
Just offside is Sylvanus James, but it's opening right up for the Ducks United right now. What a move by Coach Davies. It's a chess game out here, and right now, Coach Ben Davies is on the charge. He may be behind. He's down a few players, but he's on the charge.
Not only players, he's down a few goals. Goal kick. Well, it's football. We saw that game. It was Argentina and France. And it wasn't France in the preliminaries where, was it Morocco? No. Two goals were scored within the 80th minute, within 10 minutes. Here is A ball that is picked up by Brian. Brian pushes it wide, loses out. It's going to be Isaac. He's going to come away with it. Long searching ball. Can't find Ricardo John. It's picked up there by the man Mata. Mata holds it up. Looks for an outlet. He's going to find the man Passion. Passion who looks up, finds Johnny. Johnny
can turn.
Drives it forward. Oh!
Specialists have to play a whole lot deeper now because those long balls are really causing them some problems. This is what had to be done from the start of the game. This is what they were missing, the Ducks United. Lloyd will just be hunted down by Sylvanus.
Here is
It's Marshall finding Miguel in space. Miguel driving. Miguel towards Marshall. That's good defending. It will be into touch. It will be a goal kick.
Goal kick, not a corner. Oh. And there is some, if you're seeing now, the attackers have 2 goals up, but they are in disarray.
All of the momentum is with the Ducks United right now.
Yes.
All of it is in their favor.
And you're having some dispute among the attackers on the field.
You can see Reed and Lee, and the man looks like Mason getting into some words.
Tempers are flaring. Mason trying to be Mason. The one who is making peace. There's some temper flying there between Reed and
Lee.
The man Beard.
Lee. As that could have been troublesome.
Advantage play.
It's going to find
Advantage play.
Ricketts chooses to go back to Passion. Passion Dumas.
Player stays down though. Puts the ball out.
Marshall is the man down. They do have a pretty much like-for-like substitution for him, and Smiles, again, not a traditional fullback, but has played them numerous times and does a pretty good job there. Smiles maybe a bit more offensively sound than Marshall. Marshall can be slightly erratic but dangerous when he's ready. Smiles has to be tired of warming up. He's been up and down all day. When Sylvanus went down, when Miguel went down, when Mata went down, he was up and warming and getting ready. Will this break be what the attackers needs to reboot, to reset themselves?
Doc, do you have an opportunity to win that $10,000 tonight?
Fortunately, I'll be occupied. I don't have the time.
Oh, that's not fortunate. That's unfortunate for you.
Very unfortunate for me. That's 10 large ones. 10 very, very big ones. That's a whole lot of cash. Be taking home tonight.
Nice. Somebody, if you're generous enough, you can just win it. And you know my number, just donate it for a worthy cause.
Yes, it most definitely be put to very good use. Very, very good use. Marshall is limping away off the field. As now Gomez goes to get a bit of spray. 2 goals to nil. 2 goals to nil in favor of the Attackers FC. But this second half has really come to life in the last few minutes. In that France game versus Argentina, in the 41st minute, Didier Deschamps, he made a ballsy call, making a double substitution before halftime, bringing on Marcus Thuram as a man who's been really a big part player in this World Cup. He's not had much of a go at it at all. Marcus Thuram. He was brought on as well as Randall Colomwani. And he took off 2 of his experienced campaigners, Olivier Giroud and Ousmane Dembele, and it worked out for him almost to perfection because he got exactly what he needed out of them. The sub is working so far, except he hasn't gotten the goal back.
No,
Will Coach Ben look like Didier Deschamps today?
Came very close and getting one back. Wasn't to be. Well, brilliant save there by Gomez.
Good ball by Bino finding Torres. Torres didn't have the space he wanted to put the pass. And Miguel is now going to find Mata. Mata has space to drive because the legs may be a bit tired for the attackers. Bino shifted across to DeAndre Marshall. Marshall has Sylvanus here. Sylvanus is fast. Sylvanus! Sylvanus has dragged one back.
That's the goal.
That is exactly what they needed. The substitution has worked to literal perfection because that came from Bino having time on the ball to find Marshall, who picked out an absolutely picture-perfect pass, and Sylvanus got himself back ahead on the Golden Boots charts. He has 12 now.
Sylvanus, man, Sylvanus James. We call him Silva. Has done the trick again for Ducks United. He's on the score sheet. It's 2-1 in the 67th minute of play.
Millie, game on.
Indeed, on like popcorn.
Beard, Lloyd has the attackers have made a change. Riley has gone to left back and Lloyd is now playing further upfield. I guess maybe Riley wants a bit of a break, or he wants to give Lloyd a bit of a break, because Sylvanus is really causing some havoc. That could have been dangerous by
Well, I think it is about experience with Riley going up against Sylvanus again. Oh, the man Silva coming to life. Coming to life.
My, Silva. And it's just clattered out.
That's a yellow card. That can't be anything else.
Marshall clearly clumsy yellow. Very clumsy yellow, and Reed is still down here. Well, it was clumsy by the man Marshall. Medics have been called on yet again. The Medics have been a bit busy today.
Isn't it what we expected?
It was always going to be a physical game. Always.
It's a championship game. It's a championship game. It's what we expected. It's what we came to see. The best versus the best. One of these teams are going to leave here tonight with a championship trophy and $10,000. One, I'm going to leave here with bruised egos.
90 minutes of play. Everything is up for grabs. The attackers, after having the most remarkable of first halves, and not having much to say at all in the second half. This game is literally mirroring the World Cup final earlier. Literally. The attacker star player, so bright in the first half, Ricardo John, has gone silent in the second half.
Indeed.
While the dark star player, Sylvanus, he has come to life.
Indeed.
He has awoken the same way Mbappe was asleep in the first half and woke up in the second half.
Well, not only him, but the main man, as I was saying, the heart of Ducks United was taken out. Now it has been revived, and the Ducks' entire team has been revived.
Well, my coaching hat went on a bit earlier than Coach Ben Davies's, but it's a good ball towards Jonathan. He's gone over.
Oh.
He's gone over, but the referee says nothing doing.
Oh.
Johnny can't believe it.
We need to go to VAR.
Well, those are the ones that are always so contentious, because it was physical, but wasn't enough to give a foul. Wasn't enough for Johnny to actually go over. Well, referee Burton said no penalty.
Oh, that's
a given away cheaply, and here comes Sylvanus. Randy Gomez given away, and Torres.
Well. Opportunity to get back on even terms. And Torres puts it over the crossbar. Ducks United with an opportunity in the 17th minute of play. And I'm telling you, football, the finals we came to see is here. Ducks, we were just warming up at halftime. But the finals we came to see is here.
You can't miss that, Jose Torres. You can't, not in a game like this.
Oh my.
Not with this much pressure. But the chances aren't done. Ducks have really roared to life here in the second half. Yes, Reed runs out of room to roam.
I think it was a brilliant play there by Brian. Brian got a foot to that ball. He intercepted the pass. And what a brilliant opportunity there going a begging Ducks United. My.
DeAndre Marshall to Gishard. No, that's Sylvanus. Sylvanus wins a corner.
Well, it's all, and just as it was, just as somebody said, while France played in blue, attackers is in blue. The referees are wearing the very same, similar color. Well, is it a good luck or bad luck? We wait to see what kind of luck it is.
What a game. What an absolute belter of a game. This one played high, still in the area. As a man, he will be dispossessed now by a Beard. And now shifted out wide to Riley. Riley can look to find Ricardo John. John having too much work to do. Not enough support because everyone's playing defense right now. Ricketts. Time to pick out a pass. Finds Marshall in space. Marshall can pick out Sylvanus if he wants to. And Special missed that one. But no call by referee Burton. Special missed it. Sylvanus missed it. They wanted a foul. They wouldn't have gotten it. It's just booted back. It's passion on the ball. And now the referee has blown the whistle a look.
Special stays down.
Special. Well, if Special goes out now, this could bode some serious problems.
He's too much a tough cookie to leave the field.
Well, unless Special physically can't walk, even if he physically can't walk, he's probably staying on the field. You have to drag Special off this field tonight. This is his club. A chance for him to get his club back to the top of the mountain. Substitution
for both teams.
Lloyd, first man to be replaced for the attackers.
Is that Young who's going to make his Smiles? Is it Smiles?
It may be Smiles, Steve Austin. But change has been made. Lloyd is off. And is that the man? Rashim will be coming onto the field of play. But if you're going to make the move to bring Rashim on, you will think the logical move would be get Rashim at right back where he usually plays, get Lee at left back to counteract Sylvanus, put Orozco at center back, and get Mason into the midfield.
We wait to see.
But right now it's Riley playing at left back, Rashim playing on the left wing. I need someone who can counteract Sylvanus. Why not go to the man who's probably the most capable of doing it, Keon Lee? This will fall here. It will fall here. Good defending. Surprisingly by Darius Lanton.
Foul.
He wins the free kick.
And now the substitution is going to be made.
It is going to be
Torres.
Number 4. It's going to be Jose Torres coming off. And Steve Smiles Austin, it looks like, replacing him. Torres after missing that chance. Such a glorious opportunity. Ricketts looking to find Smiles early. What a ball. Smiles heads it on, but him and Sylvanus weren't on the same page. I like the move that Ducks have made as well, getting Sylvanus central. They've moved him very central, allowing Marshall freedom to roam the right side on his own. That's going to be a foul. He was just dragged down by Matter. That's experienced by Matter. But he knew he couldn't get beat by John, so he just took him down with him.
And an unfortunate thing with that, why he didn't get a card, is because it was a pass. It was a pass.
It's going to be Riley on the free kick. He'll more than likely go into the area with it. Riley. Headed clear only as far as Lee. Lee shifts it wide, looking for Gaza. It is dealt with. Put into the mixer.
Ooh.
That's a bit clumsy, but easy work in the end for Docs to deal with. Mata will find Marshall. Marshall to Miguel. Miguel keeps it in play. Miguel, that's a good ball. Sylvanus. Shifting well, Sylvanus. James! What a save by Randy Gomez. Sylvanus James is doing everything in his power to drag the Ducks United kicking and screaming back into this game. But Randy Gomez is playing spoil sport right now.
Oh my, Randy Gomez. Oh, that's Martinez?
Well, it might just be Emiliano Martinez. Because Randy Gomez is really pulling off some seriously good work tonight. He always shows up in finals, doesn't he? It's going to be a corner kick. Pino Ricketts the man to take it. Will it succeed? We have to wait and see. Ricketts.
He can score from there.
It's put to the back post.
Oh my!
He was trying to score.
Oh my! That one was destined for the upper V. Oh my!
It's going to be a corner yet again from the other side.
That one was destined for the goal.
Almost
Gomez
in the postage
again.
stamp. Almost in the postage stamp.
Can it be
Bino Ricketts?
Can he be 3 times lucky?
I don't know if it's luck when you have that much quality.
Oh my. In the 79th minute of play, Sylvanus
Floated high, looking for Bino Ricketts only as far as DeAndre Marshall. Marshall needs some support. Does have it in Ricketts if he wants to use him. Marshall will win the free kick. And Marshall just tells Lee, you're a little boy. Marshall always up for a confrontation. And he's just trying to egg on the man on the attackers. As Ricketts lets one off. Can't get erected goalward. Got the technique right, just not the accuracy. That's what we need to see from Ricketts. Needs more shots from a distance out because that's when he's dangerous.
We are into the 80th minute of play.
It's 2-1 for the attackers, but they have been under the pump for the last 35 minutes. Throw into the attackers. I don't think that Lantern has touched the ball in the second half just yet. It's been all green and white. Ooh, almost finding Sylvanus there. Riley does well. It's Sylvanus who goes back to DeAndre Marshall. Ricketts. Miguel didn't have the space to turn that he wanted. And Reed does well to lull Marshall to sleep here. Reed still. Reed going centrally. Trying to find Beard. Marshall did well. And Marshall may win the throw-in. No, he does not. 80th minute of play. It's been all Ducks United for the past half hour and change. But the attackers still lead. Can they hold on?
Ducks United looking to pull one back. Looking to get back on even terms.
Coach Ben has played all of his cards doesn't have much left aside from Ricky Young, who's just there for defensive cover.
I really think that he's injured.
Don't think he has much cards left to play. Don't think he has any cards left to play.
Well,
Will it work for him? Sylvanus trying to get around Mason. Mason just too big for him. Mason trying to go long. Just puts it back to the green and white. Ducks United. It's going to find Sylvanus. Sylvanus trying to go high, but Special will win all of those. And Caleb can't get the boot on it. And Ricardo John may be in here. Ricardo John has Lantern off his line. John. Just too much work for him to do. Ricketts sensing the danger, using his strength well to shield off Lee. Very good strength. Just bouncing off Lee like a tire. Back whiff.
oh,
Cleaned out, but there's Marshall.
Advantage playing here.
Marshall. Randy Gomez had to make the save.
but he played advantage. He's making noise, but he played advantage.
DeAndre Marshall almost had the opportunity there. Tried to be composed with it, place it past the goalkeeper. Didn't have the power required. Ricardo John he's had nothing to work with. Absolutely nothing to work with in the second half. He has been a lone soldier up there against so many green and white shirts. He must be so frustrated. The talisman for the attackers.
Substitution is going to come for
The attacker seems to be Desroy Finley, is it?
Finley. Who is he going to be bringing in? Is they taking off Finley for?
He's going to bring on Finley, but who's he taking off? Well,
Is it
it's going to
Gaza?
be Gaza. I think Gaza has gone very silent in this
It's really
half
gone
as
out
well.
of this game.
Gaza's really gone out of it. Don't know how fit Gaza is, of course. Here's Johnny running with the loose touch. Does well to regain possession, and he's faster than Mason into Sylvanus. Sylvanus shifting inside up against Lee. And Lee does well. You need to get Lee on Sylvanus. You can only find Miguel, who's in acres of room. Miguel, I think, is content to just sit back on a defensive line. Let the Dogs control possession. They're trying to hang on to this one-goal lead like their life depends on it. Riley can try to find Ricardo John here. John. Mata does well, but it will be a free kick for a push. Substitution to be made now. It's going to be, well.
Who is it?
Well, who's it going to be?
19. Number 19.
It's going to be Kiroy Reed.
Oh, the Kiroy Reed, the number 19. Yes, it's Kiroy Reed who is going to give way.
Well, Reed is coming off, and it is going to be the man, Desroy Finley.
It is interesting. This is very interesting because what Finley gives you is speed, but I'm not sure how accurate he is. I'm not. He is at times. You could say a loose cannon.
He's fast, he's fit, and he's strong.
Oh.
But boy, is he wild.
Ooh.
Free kick. Finley will provide some energy in the midfield area, and that may be what Coach Denzel is looking for.
I'm not sure what he's looking for. We will see. We will see.
It might be the energy that he wants.
Oh, so it's that he wants him on Silver.
He wants him to run with Sylvanus. Let's put Riley into the midfield, as it's Mason who will win the header. It's Kadeem Riley.
Well, Silver would want to.
That's a handball.
Silver will want to get into the box against Finley. All he has to do is to get into that 18-yard against Finley.
It may be trouble because
Any day of the week,
Finley might be clumsy.
Finley is going to be clumsy against him. Get into that 18-yard box against Finley, and attackers can be in some trouble.
Played wide, looking for DeAndre Marshall. Marshall has the legs to keep it in, just about. Marshall puts the ball in. It's clipped to the back post. Oh my! That was a coat of paint away. Literally a coat of paint away. My. Marshall picked out an absolute peach of a delivery.
What is keeping Ducks United off the score sheet? I won't know tonight. Oh my.
Well.
That looked destined for that far corner. And just creeped out. Oh my. What else does Silva has to do? What else does Silva has to do? Finley touches it. And this again, Doc, is going to be the quality of the pass. Well, for me, it seems as if the attackers aren't looking to score again. No. They're looking to just keep at bay the Ducks United. But that is not smart football at all, if you ask me.
That's a good pass here. He can let off an effort. It's blocked. It's not dealt with. But eventually it can be poked clear by Special. But he's out of position here. He has to hustle back to his defensive line. It's back to Bino Ricketts. Ricketts opts to go wide to Zanya O'Donoghue. O'Donoghue's cross is deflected. It's not dealt with. And it finds DeAndre Marshall. Marshall up against Finley. Goes back to Bino Ricketts. Ricketts for Sylvanus trying to clip one over the top. Two attackers players jump and get each other's way. Ooh. That's a free kick in a dangerous position for the man Bino Ricketts.
Card, no. It's going to be a spray coming out there. The spray for...
Bino has to be the man to hit this one. It's such a good position for him. Just angled for a left footer. Well, he's been quiet for the first half, Bino. He's sprung to life in the second half. Can he get his team? He's the heart and soul of Ducks United. Can he get his team back onto level terms? There's not much time left. We're in the 89th minute of play.
We wait to see how much minutes are going to be added here. I could say about 5 minutes added here, Doc.
I don't want to judge. Ricketts. What can Ricketts do with this one? He hits it well! Bino Ricketts! Oh my goodness! Pulled out another moment of sheer brilliance. Nothing less than the best from him is what he does. It is simply what Bino Ricketts does. 2-2.
Well. Believe it or not, the man Ricketts has buried that one in the upper V. The keeper had absolutely no opportunity, no chance, and Ducks United are back on equal terms. The attackers are on the ropes. This is exactly what I was saying, Ducks, with Coach Denzel pulling off Reed. How can you pull Reed off? Who is going to serve the ball on this left side to the man Ricardo John? You don't have any server.
You can't make that
attackers are in serious trouble here for the rest of this game.
It was a chess match, and Coach Ben Davies has completely, tactically outclassed Denzel here tonight. Completely. That move he made to pull Simba, his best defender, to get Bino more time on the ball. Actual genius from Ben Davies. He has completely outcoached Denzel here tonight.
And we are going to see some 7 minutes of added time.
And now the attackers have to play football because you can't defend for 45 minutes. Not against this quality of Ducks United. You simply can't defend for 45 minutes against Sylvanus, against Bino, against Johnny, against this Ducks United side. It will never bode well for you. You
7 minutes. Doc, 7 minutes. If there is no winner here, we are going to go to extra time. Are we going to penalty kicks? And if we go to penalty shootout, who will it be? Oh, it's football. It is the finals. It's President Cup 2022. It's what we came to see. It is what we came to see. And they have delivered. They are delivering.
The way this game is going, I doubt we may get to penalties. The attackers, they pulled off Kiroy Reed. They pulled off Reed. Will it come back to bite them?
Doc, I said 5 goals. This game is going to be determined by 5 goals. I didn't tell you how it is going to go. I said 5 goals.
Well, there comes Finley. Finley finds John. Can the attackers breathe some new life into this one? John shifting it out for Gaza, but Gaza went a bit too far ahead of it and has to come back now.
Oh, my.
The attackers went to a back 5. They threw a Roscoe into the defensive line with Mason and Special. They put Rashim on to play as a right wing back. They brought on Finley for energy to try and counteract Sylvanus. Denzel did everything he wanted to, everything he thought that he could have done, but it has come back and it has bitten him because you took off Reed, you took off Lloyd. That's a lot of energy. That's a lot of quality that you replaced, and now that you have to play football now that you have to come out and actually play, you're missing what Kiroy Reed provided, his quality in the midfield area. You're missing the energy of Lloyd on the left-hand side, linking up with Riley. That's a good turn as well. Here come Ducks United. What a turnaround this has been. From 2 goals down, back onto level terms, and this game is not over yet. Marshall is streaking away. Marshall up against Riley, goes back into Bino. Bino Ricketts finds Sylvanus trying to lay it off. Good energy there by Keon Lee. Only as far as Marshall. Marshall goes all the way across, and it's just out of reach.
But it's been Ducks. It's been Ducks.
Ooh, this one almost found
It's been
Bino.
Ducks.
This could be trouble here. This could be troublesome. Mata, so composed, so good at the back there. Mata's done perfectly everything his coach could have wanted him to.
He plays with such a level head, Mata. Even under immense pressure, he plays with a very, very level head.
His heart rate must be absolutely... that could have been trouble. Again, Special has not looked the best back there. He's been getting to the ball, but he's not getting good contact on it at all.
The attackers has been run ragged by Ducks United in this second half. It is almost a direct replica of what we saw today in the World Cup. Argentina, brilliant on the ball. Looked the part. France, out of nowhere, gained themselves a penalty, and it was all France from there on in.
But if you look at the balance of the game, the move, in my opinion, that may have caused Argentina to win in regular time was taking off Angel Di Maria. He took him off maybe a bit too early, so that when they needed to play football, they didn't have Di Maria's quality on the field.
Indeed.
Denzel took off Kiroy Reed.
When he came off the field, I was wondering, was it too early?
It was a bit
I was
too
wondering,
early.
Wasn't it too early? And you saw his face on the bench when France equalized, and he said only, and it's like only if.
He was distraught.
And it's like, what can I can't do anything. He sat there helplessly as he looked on. France equalized, and on 2 different occasions, France equalized.
He was
Oh
helpless.
my.
He was absolutely helpless to do anything to help his side. But Argentina pulled it out in the end.
These
Well,
type of games
well,
are what we pay to see. It is what we live for. These type of finals, not a run over final. These type of finals is what we come to see and what we live to see. As Marshall is done.
He has put in every bit of effort in the gas tank that he has had. He has emptied his tank. He is absolutely drained. Absolutely drained is DeAndre Marshall. Lantern. Oh, you can't trust it. You can't trust going back to Lantern right now. That's just the natural composure of matter. It's what he knows to do.
And Bino is saying to his team, I want you to settle, but I want that energy up. Settle down, but I want that energy up. Oh my. Look at football. Anguilla. President Cup 2022. Look at how the curtains are going to come down in fine fashion. What a football game it has been. It was all attackers. It looked like it looked like a school game, secondary school versus primary school in the first half. And that's Doc sitting back and allowing and soaking up the pressure. They went down 2-0 in the second half. They came out to play. And playing they are, and they have put the attackers under so much pressure. They are level. We are going to extra time.
Coach Ben Davies, usually known for questionable decisions in big games.
But today he's a genius.
He has pulled an absolutely genius move out of the bag. The move that anyone who was a coach that was analyzing this game saw needed to be made. Bino didn't have the time playing that high up the field. He had to drop Bino into defensive midfield. But the move that he made that none of us would have seen coming was dragging off Simba.
Yes.
Because everyone would have thought he
central
needed
defender.
Simba
Yes.
to stop Ricardo Jana. Who knew it would have been Mata, Captain Mata, to step up and play center back, a midfielder by trade, when his team needed him most.
So the thing about it is that if you notice what happened, taken out, and that doesn't look good for Marshall at all.
Well, I guess Ricky Young may have to come into play here today. They already used the Smiles. I guess Ben may have liked to have Smiles on the bench to bring him on for DeAndre Marshall. The last time Docs ran a penalty shootout, Marshall was injured. He couldn't do much but sit on this. He was sitting right there in front of us because his legs physically wouldn't allow him to walk over to the other side. He sat in front of us as the Docs United went into the penalty shootout, absolutely helpless.
Oh my.
And another man is down.
Oh my. Oh, 2 men are down. 2 men are down. The collision there. Oh my.
Both coaches have used pretty much everything except Denzel still has an ace up his sleeve. Chadwick Samuel has not touched the field just yet.
Yes.
Chadwick is still yet to be used. When will Denzel use him? He has to. You can't not play a man who scored 17 goals last year when you need a goal. A man who scored 5 goals in this D-League in one start. One start. He scored 5 goals in the entire D-League. You can't leave a goal scorer like that on the bench in a game like this. The only question for Denzel is now, who in the world do you take off?
Well,
you just brought on Finley and Rashim.
Well, to take somebody off. From him, I'll tell you the move that I'll do. I'll pull Finley. I'll push Lee at center back, into the left back, and Chadwick will go up front.
Yes, you put and Ricardo Jackson going to the midfield. That's a move. That's an option. But do you want to take off a man with so much energy after you just brought him on? You don't want to take him off because you're just using it. Here,
Right now, I don't think that you need energy. What you need,
composure.
What you need is composure
You need
and the
quality.
ball and the finish.
You need quality.
That's what you need right now.
That's an option. But if he doesn't want to take off a man he's just brought on, do you touch Gaza? Do you touch Riley? Do you touch Beard? Do you touch Lee? Or do you touch Ricardo John?
Well,
The answer is none of the above. The answer is really none of the above. You can't.
well.
They have too much quality to be taken off the field.
So we have
The rain is starting to come
100.
down.
We have played 100 minutes.
The clock, it can't go past 100. We've restarted from 0. We're at 101 minutes.
So Orisco was that man who was in the tackle with Miguel.
Well, Marshall's on his feet.
That's a good
But
sign
I don't
for.
know how much running he can do. But if Marshall was to have to walk onto that field, he would do it. Because his Ducks United needs him. His Ducks United.
Look at a game that looked really at the first half. It was time to go home.
It was getting very
attackers winning, and it's time to go home. Not so, Ducks United said. They said not so. The injection came, and the energy was injected into the Ducks United players, and they are back on level terms.
Marshall is back onto the field of play. Definitely can't move freely at all. Finley gives it away a bit cheaply here. This could be danger because Johnny may be in behind here, but Johnny is forced wide by the pass. Johnny has some company there in Kadeem Riley. Into touch. We're into the 103rd minute of regular time. 103 minutes of regular time. What a game. What a comeback for the Ducks United.
They are going to take this one into extra time. We're going to hear the final whistle in just a while, and we are going to go into extra time.
Miller, don't be so sure. This throw-in could prove to be fruitful. Miguel is literally limping over.
That's the final whistle. We are going to extra time. We are going to extra time. It's 2 goals apiece. Ducks United, the attackers scored in very early in the 8th and the 44th minute of first half, and it was Ducks who came back in the second half, rowing, and I'm telling you, it's down to extra time. Are we going to go 2 penalty kicks, Doc? Do you think so? Oh, my. The ball is wrong.
If the World Cup final is anything to go off of, I don't think the goals are done. But penalties is not off the cards.
Oh, my. Penalty kicks.
What a day of football this has been.
You know,
and there's still more to be played.
It is 3 of the best finals I have seen in recent times in so close proximity. I'll tell you them. The Interhouse finals, senior boys, absolute classical. We had the World Cup finals today, and the President Cup final is living up. Oh, what some brilliant save by Gomez. What brilliant Sylvanus looked in that second half.
Well,
Ducks United playing a brand of football in the second half that we have come to see them play. In big games, Ducks seem to close down, but not today.
They opened up in the second half, and I must say, a man we've forgotten about today for the Ducks United. Oh, how they would miss Stewie.
Indeed.
When the guy DeAndre Marshall went down injured, He would have wanted a player like Stewie. He could have put Smiles in the defensive line and played Stewie out on the wing. That's just bodies and quality that he would have wanted. Just unavailable for him today, the man Stuart Murray. Chadwick Samuel, still yet to be seen. He has to have a say in this game. He has to.
Well, I'm not sure that we are going to see him at all because he's still is on the bench. Hasn't taken off that red beam. Hasn't warmed up anything. So I really don't think that you're going to see him.
But you can't not play Chadwick Samuel in this game. You're right. You can't not do it. But
Well, you
Denzel
can.
might just not do it.
You can not play him, but run the risk of losing.
Well, if you had a 2-goal lead, you've taken off players of quality. You have to replace them with players of quality. Chadwick Samuel has quality. Well, that's going to be all for us for now. We will be back in a few moments with extra time. There can be no final in Anguilla without it going to extra time. We'll be back in a few moments. But for now, it's back to Master Control.
Well, well, well. Are we about to see a replay of World Cup 2022? Are we about to see what we saw earlier today? Well, for the first 90 minutes of play, it is ding-dong battle. It's 2 goals apiece. Are we going to see 3 goal apiece at the end of extra time and then penalty kicks? Or are we going to separate the goat from the sheep, the boys from the men in this extra time, Doc? Well, I'll tell you, somebody's in here saying Docs is going to win. But you expect that because it's a Docs player. He's a Docs player. There is not a thing else can come from the mouth of Minute. Minute says Doc is going to win. Doc is heart and soul. Minute is the heart and soul of Docs. Do you expect anything else, Doc?
Well, I mean, when he is listed amongst the executive board, he doesn't have much of a choice. He's literally the public relations officer.
He's also a player. He's also a player. So do you expect anything else?
Doesn't have a choice.
Oh, he's trying when he's on mic to stay neutral, but he can't be neutral.
He's Docs.
Remy. He's
Remy. He is Docs.
Oh, the man Remy, Minute. What would you do without him?
He is through and through Docs United.
And that's the whistle for extra time.
It's going to be the attackers. They've maintained this back 5, so I don't know how much football they're planning to go and play. There's a Roscoe playing with Special and Mason. As here comes Gaza. Gaza puts an early ball to Ricardo John, but not enough power behind the header. So playing with seems to be maybe a 5-2-3 sort of deal. But Roscoe Special and Mason are playing at centre back. Riley playing at left wing back, and Rashim at right wing back. And Finlay off the left side, Gaza off the right. A midfield 2 of Hakeem Beard and Keon Lee, and Ricardo John up front. So they've gone defensive. It hasn't worked for them. It really hasn't worked for them so far. We're not done just yet. It slid through, but Special was playing deep, and Ramdi Gomez will collect. Thrown out, looking for Rashim. It's going to be played forward, looking for the man in Gaza. This one across to Finlay, back towards Gaza, but Darius Lanton came out quickly. Mata finds Ricketts. Goes all the way back to Pasha. Back to Captain Mata. Played over the top only as far as this will be Hakeem Beard, who's going to find Gaza! Just wide. Gaza Isaacs just couldn't get his boots around it enough. Couldn't wrap it around. Couldn't direct it goalward.
Well. Opportunity in the 3rd minute of this first half of extra time.
Gaza Isaacs. Almost. Well, the attackers, they're playing football. They've taken up a new form of attack. Those long balls over the top, trying to feed in Gaza and Ricardo John. Here come Docs. This one deflected behind. It will be a corner kick.
Well.
Corner. The Docs United into an action here to start this one. It's going to be, looks like Ricketts the man to go over and take it. Ricketts. Into the near post, dealt with. Back out to the corner taker and Jermaine Bino Ricketts. He can't keep it in play. Throw in. That throw in should go with the Ducks United, and it will.
Indeed.
2-2. And it's not quite done yet. So it will fall here to Gishard. Trying to poke it through to Sylvanus. Sylvanus in space. Sylvanus James! Randy Gomez with another tremendous save.
Handball.
They want the handball.
Handball.
Right
on the box.
at the edge of the area. Right on the edge of the area.
Right on the edge. And it's a Ricketts land. It's a Ricketts land.
We know he's going to take it.
It's Ricketts land.
He's back on target.
But he would have to try to go through the wall or go around the wall here, because this one is much closer. And from this angle, if you try to put it over the wall, it's going over the crossbar. So it would have to be where you look to go around the wall or go through the wall. What will he gonna do?
It's a very big wall. Maybe he can try to slip. No, I think he may have had Sylvanus on his mind, but the defender has come across. Maybe he can poke it to the far post, or he can drive it at goal. He drives it at goal, and Gomez had to make the save again. His trailing hand had to get there because it was curling back towards his left side.
That's the dangerous man. You cannot give this man a chance anywhere around these areas. He is just devastating.
How much quality does he possess, Jermaine Bino Ricketts? From anywhere, how much quality does he have? Look where Lanton is. He's playing defensive midfield right now.
Well. It's football at its best.
At its absolute sparkling best. It's going to be Sylvanus to take the corner. Sylvanus puts one in headed at clear. And further wide as far as Zanya O'Donoghue. O'Donoghue, Mr. Underrated, I must say, for the Ducks United. Always quietly goes about his work. Never puts a foot wrong. Always a consistent player, Mr. O'Donoghue. It's been a brilliant signing coming over from the Kicks United last season or the season before last season. Always, at very least a 7 out of 10. Mr. Consistent, Mr. Quality. Because he knows what he's good at, and he sticks to what he knows. And that could be dangerous as Beard finds Ricardo John. Oh, my, Ricardo John. You can't do that there.
This is when pressure tells. And who handles pressure in big time better is going to always come out the victorious team.
Well, there was no more of a clutch player in Anguilla than Ricardo John earlier this year. Semi-final and final. When his team needed him, he got the goal.
But in the semi-finals, he didn't score in the semi-finals, did he?
The header that he scored from the Beard free kick. Take the game to penalties, I believe. The attackers went on to win. He stepped up when his team needed him. And then Lions in the final won the penalty, converted the penalty. Just missed that chance there. But I don't know if you remember, in the same semi-final, he had a chance earlier from across from the man called Nireni, a point-blank chance that he missed.
Abraham will get onto this one, picks it up, looks for an outlet. He's going to find Ricketts. Ricketts looks up and looking for, will find Sylvanus. Sylvanus control, looking to get around Rasheen Thompson.
Oh, really
and
wonderful.
corner.
Really wonderful defending there by Rashim. He had to get that spot on because if he got that in any way, shape, or form wrong.
Goal kick.
Goal kick, the call.
Thought it went off Rashim, but not so. Not such a thing, says the referee. But it was a corner. Referee in the best, please. Referee Burton has done a good job so far. He's really controlled his game. Senior man taking up the responsibility of this the big finals.
It's the
Goal kick. It's
experience
going to
Albert
go
Burton.
into touch, throwing to Ducks United. Man Harden Hughes ensuring that things are kept in check there as the fourth official.
His entire refereeing staff has done a very good job today.
Man AR1, Tashim Fleming AR, one of the young of the pool, Mr. Brown.
Takari Brown.
Takari
Yes.
Brown has done a tremendous job.
Very young referee, but
Takari Brown from Spartans FC. Here is Sylvanus.
oh, too high. Too high. Not a bad idea. Didn't possess the quality in that moment. Well, we are into the 10th, going on into the 11th minute of this first half of extra time. Not too much longer left, just some 4 minutes left in the first period of extra time. I believe it's 15 minutes and a half that they're being played. 15 minutes and a half in this extra time period. As he had to run over behind the fence to go and get the ball, Randy Gomez.
2 goals apiece. We have had 4. Well, my prediction is, and it was 5. My prediction was 5. Doc was afraid. He was just too afraid.
You never call games like this. A game that looked dead and buried at halftime. A game that was finished an hour ago. It's back on.
Well,
And it's completely swung the other way.
indeed. Will it swing again? A game of, you don't even call it different halves, different quarters.
It's been a game of twists, turns, complete roller coaster affair. It's a good ball through here.
Lantern will escort it out for a goal kick.
Is Denzel going to use Chadwick?
Chadwick, he may use him next season.
Well,
Not in this game, Doc.
you would think that he couldn't not use him. His track record alone, should have been enough for him to get onto the field of play. Much less the fact that he scored 5 goals he scored 4 in one start. 4 goals in one start. That was a 5 goals throughout the competition. He started 1 game.
Here comes Ducks United.
Shot it with a poor touch.
What a poor touch there. First touch deceiving Gishad. But that was a tremendous run and pass there by Brian. Ball cleared.
Still Ducks United, still they hunt. They want this game to be over in regular time because if it goes to penalties, you just never know. Penalties are such a crapshoot. You just never know. Oh, here's good touch by Gaza. And had too much work to do.
Well, it's not too much work to do. I think he thought that he had more time on the ball, but very good work done there by Marshall to take the ball off his boots.
Well, for a man whose both legs have completely cramped up on him, Marshall is running. DeAndre Marshall putting in a shift. O'Donoghue will find Sylvanus. Sylvanus against Rashim. Sylvanus shown inside. Good defending, however, by Hakeem Beard, it looks like. Sylvanus again. Roscoe doesn't have the pace to keep up with him. Blocked by Rashim, however. Corner.
Ducks United is not as dangerous as the attackers when it comes to corner kick. But those free kicks with the man Bino behind them, and if Bino is taken with his left foot, these corner kicks, he's dangerous.
Is it too early to look ahead
For penalties.
penalties?
Well, we could be looking at the penalty kickers.
I'm just looking at the names. It's played to the edge of the area. And Bino is going to try and find Miguel. Shot was blocked. Headed clear. And booted upfield. Mata read that, but he didn't get a boot on it. Went back to Lanton, and Lanton does well to clear it. And finds a good pass on Zanya O'Donoghue with a wonderful control. Good work by O'Donoghue. Rashim reads it, good legs. That's a good touch there by Hakeem Beard. Beard finds Gaza. Gaza trying to switch the play. It's Beard yet again. Giving away. It's Brian who will find Ricketts as it's 1 minute of added time. Special commits a foul. Look ahead. Both teams have such good kickers on paper. So many options. The player who's been out for the attackers. The man who converted their final penalty. And a fruitless cause, really. The man Tarek Sampson. He's been out all tournament. They would miss him as well. Sylvanus tried to go for the spectacular. What Ducks United...
Seconds to play in this game.
This first
half.
What Ducks don't have, that the attackers have, is a penalty specialist. Randy Gomez, so good, so good at penalties.
The referee says, let's turn around.
Let's switch over. Time for the second half. You have Miguel who can take a pen. Caleb can take a pen. Sylvanus can take a pen. Mata can take a pen. Bino can take a pen. That's 5 there. You haven't even looked at the likes of Smiles or Marshall either. The attackers, Beard, very good penalty taker. Javier Brooks, good penalty taker. Gaza Isaacs, Ricardo John. Hassan Mason can take one.
Do you
Kenny
think if we go down to
Riley.
penalty kicks, that is going to come down to keepers, and then it's going to go down to sudden death?
I don't know how good Darius Lenton is anymore at penalties. I know how good Randy Gomez is at penalties. Absolute class he is.
That's a Martinez, you see.
Literally Emiliano Martinez. What a game this has been. What a game this is still going to be. Still have time in this one. Still have another half to go in what's been an absolutely blistering game.
However, whatever, this game is going to be determined within the next half an hour. Within the next half an hour, there is going to be a winner here at the Raymond Igisha Technical Center.
Smiles wants a pass. And Smiles feeds it all the way across to the back post, and it's into touch for a goal kick.
However it goes down to penalty shootout. It goes down to sudden, whatever. I think in the next half an hour, Doc, game over. Somebody is going to be lifting the cup. Somebody is going to be dejected as they walk off this field tonight.
Well, there's no choice but for the game to be ended in a half hour because I don't think anybody wants to see 15 minutes of penalties. Well, the man around Rami says no penalties tonight.
3-2.
You said 3-2.
Well, Doc, you remember he said game winner, 5 goals.
Right now, my mind isn't made up. I don't know, Millie. Orozco's putting in a shift. He's done well. But it will be a free kick that will favor the Docks United. Into the 17th minute of 30. Will we see another replication of the World Cup final? Messi scored. Messi scored in extra time. Only for Mbappe to turn around and score again. When all of the hopes and dreams of all French fans across the globe were dead and buried.
It was that man Mbappe.
Kylian Mbappe stepped up, taking his second penalty of the day. Getting the better of Emiliano Martinez yet again.
Have you ever seen where a player before scored 3 penalties in one game?
The most I remember was 2 when it was Gary Lineker, I believe, would have scored 2 pens to get England a winner. It was drawn. A reference was drawn to it when Harry Kane had the chance to do the same in the quarterfinals, I believe. He completely blew his second penalty against France, skied it. Riley goes long. Lee getting very adventurous. Not much coming out of it. Into touch. Lee goes back to Riley. Lee gives it away, and that's booted very, very far. Gomez, no pressure on him. Tired legs out there. Very tired legs. Docks waiting for there's a man standing up for the Docks United. Looks like he may be coming onto the field of play.
And if he is, who's he going to be coming on for?
Well,
and that is the man Tash. And he's coming for Miguel.
Miguel is coming off the field of play. He's going to be replaced.
Tash?
And is it going to be Ricky Young? Or will it be Michael Ferguson? Maybe
not Tash.
Maybe Michael Ferguson, I believe. So a natural central defender is coming on.
Ferguson is going to make his way on.
Well, that's one penalty taker down for the Docks United.
Well, they're saying that we are not looking for a penalty shootout at all. We are looking to end this one in extra time.
20th minute of play. Just 10 left. Only 10. What a 110 minutes this has been. It's not done yet. As John tries to poke it over. Bino doing defensive work. He wants another trophy. Sylvanus driving inside. Good defensive work there this time by Hakeem Beard. And now he's driving. Bino. Bino sends it up wide for Smiles. Smiles cuts it back.
Ferguson, you can tell where he plays. You can tell where he plays.
He's a center back and a center back alone.
You can tell where he plays. That's not his place. That is definitely not his place on the field. Had the ball, he didn't know what to do with it, Doc.
The question now is for the Docks. If it goes to pens, does Johnny take one? If you remember last season,
I am not answering that question, Doc.
Johnny,
I am not getting into that
in
argument.
2 separate
discussion.
penalty shootouts, missed the penalty. Does Johnny take one tonight?
I am not getting into that conversation with you.
Well, Millie, we have to wait and see. Does he have the trust of his coach? Is his confidence back from the penalty spot? Finley goes back to Orozco, who's playing over at left wing back now. I guess Orozco has more legs than Riley, so Riley's going into the defensive line. Literally saving Riley for the penalty shootout. This can be a good one too if he wants to use the pass, but Michael again is a centre back.
Michael is a centre back. He's moving like a tug.
Absolutely chugging in there. Absolutely chugging. Played over quickly. Good heading there.
You are getting more out of an injured Miguel.
You were. He wanted legs. Michael doesn't have legs. It's Keon Lee. He caught a man to dive in. It's going to fall here. John took the touch, and it can't be cleared. He didn't trust Desroy Finley. He didn't trust Finley with the touch. Ooh. He could have tried to lay it off. Here's Johnny. Change of pace well. Johnny has an option. Johnny will use that option. Sylvanus. Tired legs. Very tired legs on the part of Sylvanus. So might as well he was trying to take on this man and drive forward.
Doc, when you train football, do you train for extra time?
Well,
because you know what happened in our training sessions, and normally you go to play and you look at 90 minutes of football, and then you start warming down from there, and so oftentimes that is what catches a team in these games, where after 90 minutes you shut down.
So difficult. So difficult. The wear and tear on the body. 120 minutes of football. Especially high-intensity players. Here's Ricardo John. John gets the inside lane. Tries to sneak a pass through. Try to be clever. Here comes Matta. Ferguson goes back to Matta, who can't find Smiles if he wants to. But Matta's going to play this one out. Bino, on the other hand, is being progressive. Could have been dangerous. Another swipe was taken. Another unconvincing swipe.
And I've seen those kind of swipe for the whole night from the man special. And they keep sliding all the time, keep slicing the ball. But he continues.
24th minute of extra time. 114 minutes have been played. Emilio said 5. Remy said we're not going into penalties. Well, this game isn't over.
And if we are not going into penalties, we have 6 minutes to play.
Somebody has to score in 6 plus whatever Bud decides to add. Can't be much. Really can't be much.
What a football game. What a football game.
A culmination to a year that has been absolutely jam-packed with quality football here in the Anguilla Football League. What a way to cap off this year, this 2022 year. What does 2023 bode? We have to wait and see. But if it's anything like this season of football, I'm all for it, Millie.
Indeed.
Smiles is hugging the touchline. Don't know if Ricketts sees him. Of course Ricketts sees him. It's Bino Ricketts. Of course he saw him. Smiles goes centrally. Ferguson, when they play a cheeky ball through to Marshall. Ooh, Ferguson is playing as the attacking midfielder. He had the attacking midfielder vision there. Passion is been forced wide to deal with Ricardo John. John commits an infringement.
2 men down for Ducks United.
Marshall's back on his feet. If Marshall had to crawl up that field today, you could have dragged Marshall off if you wanted to. You couldn't physically remove Marshall from this field tonight. He wants another one. He wasn't able to take part in the last one. He had to sit there helplessly. He wants to be a part of it this time.
Oh, looking for Johnny.
Sylvanus goes wide to Marshall.
Oh.
He couldn't lift the leg. He just couldn't lift the leg to get it up. DeAndre Marshall. Sylvanus was maybe a bit too selfless there. He was in space. Could have taken a drive at goal. The legs are tired. Everyone's legs are tired. We've played 116 into the 117th minute of football. Plus what has been added. We saw 7 minutes added in regular time. Ended up playing about 12 minutes.
Doc, this is what we came to see.
This is what the fans wanted. A very good crowd has built up here. This is what they wanted to see. They have gotten their money's worth tonight. Definitely they've gotten their money's worth.
Doc, what happens after football?
Well, Millie, we have $10,000, 10,000 big ones on the line. It's bingo here at the AFA. Millie, will you be playing?
Well, Doc, you can play and give me your earnings. Give me your winnings.
If I just had the time, I would be here. I'd be sitting here with my card. If only. If it was another night. I have other engagements. This one nodded on, shepherded right into the arms of a grateful Darius Lantana. Mata. Caleb, who's done well today.
Very well. Brian has done a tremendous job. You know, Kristen always, when he was transferred, what position would he be taking up for Dogs?
It was a position. It was a question of whose spot was he taking. Because it was either Miguel or one of the wingers who had to go. And he's come into this midfield area, and with Johnny being out injured, Miguel has been forced to go up top. Miguel has done a good job playing as a striker. Oh, I almost found Sylvanus. And Caleb has slotted in so brilliantly into this Ducks United midfield.
You know, he would not have, you would not have gotten the best out of Abraham. One must, if one is honest, because that is not his favorite role.
His role.
And so you would not have gotten the best, but he did a job.
Did the job. Wonderful turn.
That's a card.
That could be trouble.
That is a card.
He stopped a promising attack.
That is a card.
And he's gone down injured because he doesn't want the referee to reprimand him.
That is a card.
He stopped a promising attack. Very, very clever turn there by the man Sylvanus James.
Are we going to see a card?
Will referee buzz and give him one?
Ooh. We'll be very fortunate if he doesn't get a card.
That's just.
He came off second best.
Just the silky footwork of Sylvanus James. A clever little dummy. Got the turn.
And he gets the card.
Yes, he had to get the card there special. Sylvanus absolutely did him. And if he didn't get there, Sylvanus was breezing past everybody in an attacker's defense. Nobody in the defense has the pace to keep up with Sylvanus James.
For a small, he's tall, but he doesn't have that, as you know, you want to say, that flesh on his bone.
He's very slender. Fast. He's very, very slender.
He's very fast. You could imagine if he builds some muscle.
He glides. That's what he does. He glides along the ground. Looks like he's hovering at times. 1 minute to be added. It couldn't have been much. We have seen 120. We have seen 12 minutes added on, plus one in the first, plus one in the first half of extra time, plus one in the second half of extra time. We're still not done. Bino tries to play it wide. Riley slips, trying to turn. Right, just possessed.
Oh.
And he's hacked down the man, Sylvanus James. Could this be the decisive moment? Could Remy's prediction come true?
Final kick of extra time. This is the final kick of extra time. If no goals, we are going into penalties. Final kick of this game. Final kick of extra time, and it is not Ricketts.
It's going to be DeAndre Marshall. They want Ricketts in a position to score the goal. Marshall to whip it in. Can he put in a good ball? Marshall clips it high. Gomez spills! Oh my goodness! But it's a foul!
It's a foul!
It's a foul! By the barest of margins!
It's a foul!
It's a foul!
My! A foul has been called on the goalkeeper.
My goodness! Referee Burton, the celebratory fireworks were preemptive. Remy's celebration on the outside, Mike, was preemptive. It's a foul. The goal will not count. We may be going to a
We have gone. We have gone to penalty kicks.
Don't say so just yet.
We have gone.
We have gone now to penalty kicks.
Whoa! What football?
The
Can
ball.
you imagine that?
You couldn't have put the ball any more into the back of the net than the Docks United just did. The preemptive fireworks went off.
We need VAR. We need VAR. We need VAR, Doc. Doc, we need VAR. Was that a foul? Was that a foul? The final kick of the game.
Millie, it doesn't matter. Because referee Burton said, no goal. You impeded the goalkeeper. That's a foul. That's a penalty. That's penalties. Well, 134 minutes, 135 minutes have been played here today. 135, including extra time. Nothing, not a single thing to separate these two sides. Penalty kicks.
Wow.
The momentum has been with the Docks United for 45 plus 30. It's with them for 75 minutes. They pulled off the comeback of the season, and they may lose because penalties is such an unforgiving game.
Oh my. Is there a Martinez?
Which team will be Argentina? Which team will be France?
Well, Docks represents Argentina.
I'm not going to call anyone because if Docks represent Argentina and they lose,
I'm talking about colors. Because attackers is playing in the French color blue. Well. We have gone to penalty kicks. We have gone to penalty kicks. We are going to be with you in just a while.
Well, nothing to separate these sides. Regular time, extra time has not been enough. It's going to be penalties. It's Darius Lanton. He's been around for such a long time. Can he come up chump for his side today, the Ducks United? Former salsa baller man as well, Darius Lanton. It's going to be Ricardo John. He hasn't missed a penalty in Anguilla up to date. 100% penalty record. John is up against Darius Lanton, and Ricardo John calmly slots it past, gives the attackers the edge. It will be Sylvanus who will step up now. Very similarly to the World Cup match we saw, the two best penalty takers from either side went first. Messi for Argentina, Mbappe for France, Ricardo John for attackers, now Sylvanus for Ducks. Sylvanus, the man with the golden boot for this tournament so far. Can he put it past Randy Gomez? He's done so once today from regular play. Can he do so in the shootout? It's going to be Sylvanus James up against Randy Gomez. Oh no! Oh no! Sylvanus, he absolutely skied it. He put that one into the Webster's Park. Sylvanus, what have you done? What have you done, Sylvanus? Advantage. Advantage, attackers. What have you done, Sylvanus? My goodness. Lanton now needs to pull out a save. Oh, we have to hope. They have to hope for a miss from the attackers. Because other than that, they've made their mistake. It's going to be Kadeem Riley who will step up. He's just got himself back into form, Riley. Can he get his team a 2-goal advantage? It's Riley up against Lanton. Riley buries it. Precision into the far corner. He makes it 2-0. Now Ducks have to score. They have to score. And or else it becomes a very, very, very difficult game. 2-0. It's going to be Smiles Austin who's going to step up now to take this one. Smiles up against Gomez. Can Smiles make use of this one? Smiles against Gomez. Smiles does well. It's in the corner. It's unsavable. Beard now. Hakeem Beard to step up. Lanton has to make a save. Darius Lanton has to come up bigger for his side. It's Hakeem Beard. Beard, the left footer, scored in the semi-final, of course, the opening goal of the semi-final. He has to score now against Lanton. Beard, oh, that's calm. Oh, that is calmness personified. Just rolls it past Darius Lanton. Attackers hold a 3-1 advantage right now. 3-1 for the attackers. For Ducks United, they need to score. They don't have a choice but to score. And they have sent up. That's going to be Bino Ricketts. Ricketts, calm as you like. Bino Ricketts, calm as you like. He makes it 3-2. It's going to be Lee, the newest member of the Attackers. Played his first game for them at the start of the President's Cup. Steps up now. Has to score. If he misses, Ducks are right back in it. 3-2's the score right now. It's 3-2, and it's Keon Lee who steps up. Lee's against Lantern. What can Lantern do? Nothing about that one. He didn't pick a side. And if Randy Gomez makes a save, that's it. That's all. But it's Captain Mata who steps up today. He has to score. He literally has to score, or else it's curtains. Captain Mata up against Randy Gomez. He has no choice but to score. If Mata misses, that's it. Longer run up for Captain Mata. Mata, oh, he misses! Attackers win! The Attackers take the 2022 President's Cup. That was really, really poor from Captain Mata. That was not a good penalty at all, but it's going to be a reprieve. It will be a reprieve because the flag is up. The goalkeeper may have come off his line early. It is going to be a second chance for Captain Mata. As if this game couldn't get any more dramatic. You couldn't have written this script if you wanted to. You couldn't literally have written this script. Gomez came off the line early. What a game. Drama to the very end. The ball was booted into the stands by Randy Gomez. It's had to be returned because the game is not done. Mata has a reprieve and he has to score. He can't do what he did last time. Tried to be elaborate. A long run up, a stuttered run up. Nothing about it was fluid. He has to do a lot better. Goes for a much more conventional approach. Few steps back and Mata buries it. That's the Mata we know. That's what Mata should be doing. And it all comes down. It all comes down to Sean Gaza Isaacs, the former partner in crime of Sylvanus James. Will he be the one to capitalize on his former teammate's mistake? They were a dynamic duo when the Enforcers won, I believe, this very same cup a few years ago, scoring crucial penalties to both of them. This time, Sylvanus missed. The Enforcers are no more. Gaza just back with the Attackers. What can Gaza do? He has to score. Sean Gaza Isaacs has taken the Attackers this time to the promised land. That's it. That is it. Attackers champions of the 2022 President's Cup. 5-4, the final score on penalties after it was 2-2 in extra time. the attackers are back to the pinnacle of Anguillian football after falling ever so short time and time again last season. They are back to the top of Anguillian football for the first time since 2010.
Very good comeback by the attackers. Sorry, as you may know,
what a comeback for the attackers. A couple seasons ago, they were completely out of it. They were out of the league. When they came back, they barely had the players to field the team. They brought in quality. They kept bringing in quality. They had to win this championship to keep the quality together, and they have done just that. What a game.
yes indeed, it has been a very good game. It's like a repeat of the World Cup finals today, with the attackers scoring first in the first half, and the second half, Ducks United coming level with the attackers 2-2, boiled down to penalties, and in the end, the attackers, they was the better team with the penalties, and they are rightfully the president champions.
Literally, almost a carbon copy of the World Cup final. The attackers celebrate. They win the 10,000 big ones, $10,000 won by the attackers, as well as that trophy. President's Cup champions 2022, the Attackers Football Club. That will be all for us here for this game. But don't go too far. Get your bingo tickets ready, because it's 10,000 more on the line. It's bingo night here at the AFA. Get your bingo cards out. Get yourself ready, because there's even more money to be won. But for now, from me, myself, Doc Bryan, as well as John Millington and the man Remy Minette, it's back to Master Control.
Because I recognize that these players, these players going to be available to you going forward in the season.
I really don't know what the next season will hold, but I hope they're going to be here to give us the victory and all victory in the next season. So I hope they'll be here.
Congratulations again. It was a hard-fought victory. One that you said that you would take it. You did. Congratulations. Now, thoughts on that goal and saw the dying moments of the game. The dying moments of the extra time. You disallowed. How did you feel on the bench?
I would tell them I had with the ground and I said I'm going. But it was a good relief to hear the whistle blow. And after the whistle blow, you know, everything back to normal again.
Guys, it would not be right to have bragging about winning, and after the end, you lost. So it would be a good fought victory. So we was well deserved because we played the better ball in the beginning, but in the end we slapped up. But at the end of the day, hard fighting players, we have good fighting spirit, and that is what give us the victory in the end.
Congratulations, coach, and go and enjoy your well-deserved victory. On behalf of our commentators team here at the Minigishaw Technical Center and the AFA, we are closing our things here at the Minigishaw Technical Center, saying thank you for being with us throughout the season on behalf of the AFA and AI Live, Darker the Man, Tony, Minute, and the whole commentators team. This is the voice of choice, taking you back to master control and inviting you to be with us in February when we resume football here at the Minigishaw Technical Center. Again, good night and goodbye.